Here we go. Adjust your headphones level if they're too low or too loud. Just let me know and I can bump them up or down here.
Sounds good to me.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Pacific Calls. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
Well, I did talk to Trevor after Stacy Coker broke news that they were going to come out with a new spec call.
Mm-hmm.
They are working on it.
Was it not supposed to be public knowledge?
He didn't care. I gave him the option. I said, listen, this was leaked. If you want it, I can take it out.
What is the name of this call? Don't
Move
know
on.
yet?
Move on.
So you don't know yet.
So go to Pacific Calls. Be looking.
Oh, must be something we're keeping from Jeff now. Good deal.
Secret Society stuff.
Yep, Secret Society today. With us today, the beautiful Erik Price and his wife, Leslie.
We'll go with that.
Leslie, do you ever look in the mirror and think, why am I with Erik Price?
No, I always wonder why he's with me.
Everybody watching this on YouTube can tell you
Because
that's
he's
why.
so sweet.
I wonder the same thing.
If she would have looked like, well, you love Dak Prescott, but we won't use Dak. If she looked like Zeke Elliott, would you have dated her? No.
No.
So it's not about personality.
Right.
Okay. We're being honest now. Andy, you got an attractive wife. If she was dog ugly, would you have dated her? Nope.
No, it would have given her a shot.
Your mom wouldn't have had a chance in hell if she was ugly. I'm telling you right now.
Never got off the front.
It's
never
the
got off first
personality.
base.
It's
It
the
is.
personality.
For all you young women that listen to this and scared, surprisingly, there's a lot of young ladies that listen to us. Nobody gives two shits about your personality. Just look good.
Right.
That is good.
And keep looking good. Like
Yes.
that's the thing. Like
That takes money.
money.
Which is what I really think it is.
Money.
Yeah. It's money. And
Haven't y'all seen that thing? It says you're not ugly, you're just you're
Yeah,
poor
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's not very many ugly, really rich people out
Right.
there. And then you see people like Elon Musk that's not real pretty, but he's got so much money nobody cares. It's a man, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But there's very few rich, or very few ugly rich ladies other than Whoopi Goldberg and shit like that.
Right.
Just don't happen.
Well, they just get more attractive.
She has it.
You can
And
look
God,
you
she's
can
ugly.
look past some things whenever they're rich.
Michelle Obama's got something you can't look past though.
Maybe.
Ted Danson dated Whoopi Goldberg, didn't
I
she?
remember that.
Now, what a dumbass.
Or did they get married?
No.
Did they not get married?
There's nothing about her that's attractive.
I wouldn't
Nothing.
want to be seen with
Fuck
her.
no. You know, it's sad times today. Roseanne Barr looks better than Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
Madonna's bad.
And I could actually hang out with Roseanne Barr. She would be really fun because
Yes.
me and her are a lot alike.
I would love to hang out with Roseanne.
Madonna, we have a really good friend of us that Madonna grew up around them. Like his mother, his aunt and Madonna were best friends growing up.
Really?
Like really good friends. And they don't speak to them no more because Time Magazine or something did an article and they asked about growing up with her and they just gave a general answers about her. And she got mad and thought they were trying to capitalize on her fame, won't speak to them no more.
Really?
And a really nice thing. But he said she was just at that grandma's house all the time. It was just a normal thing.
Yeah.
Said they never got married. They just dated a while. Ted Danson in blackface. Oof. Not a good look, Ted.
Not a good look as being with fucking Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeesh. Wonder what side of the aisle he sits on.
Oh, he's a fucking liberal. I promise
Obviously,
you.
Well, that's the
hadn't
only
come
reason
back.
he's getting away with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just a little blackface.
Can you imagine?
Wait a
waking-
minute. That's Howard Stern, isn't it? Oh, wait to the right, or is that Ted Danson?
That's Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Okay, Howard Stern did the same thing.
He did. You know,
He's a fuckhead too.
it's funny.
I
He
can't stand
recently
that. He's gone out there.
I used to be a big Howard Stern
Me
fan.
too.
I listened to him every morning, and it was perfect here because we would leave the lodge, and like he would be coming on live, so I'd get to listen to it on the way to the field every morning. It was perfect. But like he went so far left, and like unapologetically left. He recently had Biden on, and I mean, it's just I've seen clips of it.
Really?
He absolutely hates Trump.
Hates him with a passion.
There's an underlying deal there. It's not about Trump because anybody that's got any sense and has money cannot honestly can't be on the Democrat side. There has to be something that's happened with them, like Trump stole one of his women or something. Something happened
Something more personal.
Yeah,
he
it
despises
has to
Trump.
be because there's a lot of people like that. Like,
Well, and him, if you look, him and Trump kind of ruled New York City at the same time. So
Yes.
maybe there could have been some
True.
bad blood.
but who's that? Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
doesn't like Trump. But he used to like Trump.
Right.
Jimmy Kimmel's
I
one
used
that
to
should
be
be
a
woke.
huge fan of that.
The
that
Man Show.
Yes,
Fuck is great.
Yeah. But like, so now they're pulling up all the old Howard Stern clips, and he was talking about like how he can't believe that the kids that shot all those kids in Columbine didn't like rape the girls before he shot them. What else?
What kind of sick bastard is that?
He said a lot of like salacious, like over the line, and I'll step over the line occasionally, but like he went way over the line. I bet I can find it on Twitter. There was a whole thread of like 10 things that he said that's just like way out of bounds.
Guys like that do that shit because they don't worry about getting their ass whooped. 30 years
Right.
ago, someone drug him out and beat the fuck out of him, and that'd been
yeah.
the end of it. And that's
Definitely.
that's one of the problems we deal with in this country right now. Big time on this shit. Who else? There's somebody else that doesn't like Trump that really that doesn't surprise me because it's a New Yorker, but a lot of those.
Robert De Niro.
He's a goofball
Yeah.
son of a bitch too.
Wish he'd go to.
Very selfish man. Has a kid at 80 years old. Who has a child at 80 years old?
We're gonna try.
Not me. That could
I
be
said we're
your
gonna try.
second wife.
We're gonna try.
Try practice.
Oh, we try all the time.
practice. Whoa,
Heard that right there, didn't you?
Yep, that's-
Everybody heard that?
There.
You heard that?
20 million people heard that. So Eric, what do you do for a living?
I am a consultant in the oil field.
So basically,
company
you
man.
point a lot of fingers.
I point a lot of fingers and multi-million-dollar decisions every day.
How'd you start out on the oil? Because you didn't start out as a consultant.
No, I started out at the very bottom. I wrenched rods.
You wrenched rods. I did that for about 2 weeks. That's a miserable job.
Yeah, all around Cam-A-Y area, all through there. Howell Park, Holiday.
That's what he was doing when I met him.
That's what I was.
Was,
Yep.
was wrenching rods. Had some forearms on you then.
Yeah.
So you wrenched rods, and then what'd you do?
I left there. See,
Prison.
I worked for a guy named Bud Singleton. I don't know if y'all know him. He's from Howell Park. And then I went to
The prison.
yeah. Times got hard.
You went to prison, or you went
I
to work
went-
for the prison?
I went to work for the prison. I can tell you some stories from out there. And then I went to work. I was out there for a while, and then got on with Halliburton. And I've been with Halliburton for a long. I was with Halliburton a long time, and then I went to South Texas with Superior, and then got bought out by several different companies.
He's worked his way up.
But that was my
Paid
point.
my dues.
You'd done the American dream. You started out young and didn't have a lot of shit. Because all these young kids today want to start out on top. You weren't driving Corvettes in, were
No.
you?
No.
Living in a nice
We
house.
would dream about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't very long ago where you and I were sitting there looking at that Corvette in that driveway of that house we
Yeah.
bought and thought, man, there's no way we could ever have one of these. Shit, we've had 4 in 2 years now.
But it's because you worked hard
Yes.
and got there. American dream. That's what it's
Yeah,
about, though.
pretty
People
much, yeah.
people don't realize that though. They think they always want to start at the top. It takes a while to get there.
No.
And then when you're older, then you have something. Everybody's like, "Well, young wants the same shit." Well, raise kids. Kids are expensive.
Yes.
And then you get
Still.
to that point.
What is the oil field life like now? Because I remember about 10 years ago, everybody was going to the oil field. Like it was a thing to do, and like things were booming. Like, is it still that way now for a kid?
Man, it has changed so much that it's like from when I started. I won't start at the wrench and rods because that was a whole different ballgame. That was just there's like 4 of us that worked out there, and we just worked hard, sun up to sundown. And then I'd get up early and go pump in the mornings for him, and then I'd go to school. I'd get let out at school at noon, and I'd go work until sun went down.
But
Then
like Halliburton.
like with Halliburton, man, there were no when I started there were no politics. It was you had a beef with somebody, y'all beat the hell out of each other until you figured it out, and then you went back to work with each other.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
All
man,
them companies now are all woke and shit about
they're
stuff.
all woke.
What's funny is I posted a clip of Clay Reed talking about some like oil field type stuff, and you would not believe the comments. Like, that's bullying, and
Oh yeah, the way they talk out there.
there
and
was
stuff, yeah.
one. I'm trying to think of how the comment read. It was that's trauma, and I know you old heads don't believe in it, but it's true. And like, it's funny because like, it's good for TikTok because that's engagement and people start
Right.
arguing with each other. So, but yeah, that like Clay's told some stories out there. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, absolutely not. Like probably the worst was probably when it was me and BJ and David and all of us down there for.
But it was fun.
Superior.
I
We
mean, they
had,
worked their
like-
butts off, and they
We had like the top notch crews in the country.
Yeah.
Like they called us in to go secure contracts. But we did shit to each other. I mean, there was no you went to work, and when the job was over, you went home and took a shower. I mean, not like in a day. You're talking about weeks at a time. You'd be somewhere.
That's the way it used to be, though. Even if you look at if you talk to anybody that was in the Army during the World War II era and stuff, people fucked with each other. There was life. People didn't get sensitive. But it made your day go by. Even in battle, them guys fucked with each other. That's part of it. Oilfield. But being a fireman back in the day, like when my dad grew up, I was a 70s baby, and my dad was a fireman then. All the politically non-correct bullshit, but them guys enjoyed their life. They were fun. They drank, they partied, they had fun, but they worked hard.
Right.
That's how this is. I mean, we went out there. We're the only ones that saw each other. We lived with each other. We stayed with each other. I mean, we were 100% just us there, way out in the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, a bunch of oilfield guys, what the hell do you think's going to happen?
I had a buddy of mine that worked for Halliburton for a long time, was a frack guy. He spent a lot of time in the Dakotas. Did you do that?
Yep.
Did you know Bear, Earl Weller?
Damn, the name sounds familiar. He was with
He was with Halliburton, was in a long time in Watford City and Minot and that area up there.
Duncan, and just traveled all over the United States.
Well, he was special services.
Yeah.
He was on a frack deal. He ran whatever he was in charge of when he got, but he was he's a golfing sumbitch. Doesn't look like a golfer. Looks like a redneck. Knee-high tube socks, some tracks, tennis shoes, some cut-off jeans, and he'll beat your ass on a golf course.
Yeah, no, he would tell me stories like of them pranking each other, the way they talk. You know, you could hear them talking to each other, but now it's all safety and you can't.
You know, you can go to Urban Dictionary and find stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a new guy on the crew one time, and he's like, we're all talking about Urban Dictionary, and they said like something like Alabama hockey mask. And I was like, fuck, I'll show you what an Alabama hockey mask is. So we went and got a big freaking cow turd and shoved it on his face and saran wrapped it to his face. And he had to walk.
But you can't do that now.
No. And he didn't think anything about it. As a matter of fact, he took us hunting. He's the one that came out to the golf course and brought his dogs to go hunting and stuff.
You know, I guess the Big Honker Lodge is one of the few places you can still be a man and act like a man. And if you can't make it, you can go down the road somewhere else because we're not changing.
Try doing that nowadays.
That's weird, though. That's one of the few places that you can be it. We don't change none. I don't know how the people are firemen no more. Shit, my dad and them did. They'd arrest you for it.
Gotta be boring.
I saw Jerry Seinfeld come out. Did you see what he said about comedians?
No, but I'm assuming. I dropped that.
The same thing. Everybody, it's a lost art. He said everybody woke.
Oh,
He said the woke
I just
liberals.
saw that yesterday.
Woke liberals are killing our country.
Yeah.
Everybody's too damn sensitive. I don't understand. I don't understand all that. I just don't get it. You know, I'm an overnourished person. So if somebody calls me, I had a lady call me a fat ass dyke one time at a gas station. She had a Hillary Clinton sticker on, and I said something smart to her, and she said, "Fat ass, you fat son of a bitch," or something like that. And I was like, "So, lady, let me tell you something." I said, "You don't even have a clue. You're not bothering me at all." I said, "The only difference between me and you is I actually have a penis. You wish you had one. We have the same haircut, and we're built the same." She got in her car and fucking pissed off and drove off.
Mad about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing, Howard Stern. I just found it. So he was talking to Harvey Weinstein, and he was like, listen, Harvey, like, there's got to be times where you see this young starlet really wanting a job where you just come into that room and just pull your pants down and like, all right, let's talk business now.
And little do we know he
And
did.
And Harvey's like, no, you can't do that. Budgets are too big, too much money at stake. Like, you can't risk your reputation, can't risk the job.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then it came out. But I would like to know now, because I quit listening to Howard way before the Harvey Weinstein stuff came out. I would be interested to know now if Howard like condemned what he did.
Oh, he's trashing him, I promise you.
But it would be interesting because like here he is in an interview. Well, here it is.
There's nobody made
Didn't
more
Harvey
money
go to
off
prison?
Yeah, and they're trying to. I don't think he's gonna get released, but they
Every
dropped
starlet
charges.
in Hollywood wanted to at least blow you. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever get to experience the I'm going to say the mogul aspect? I mean, do a little coke, hang out with I don't know, Julia Roberts, give you a hand job, something. You never got any of that?
Howard, as you know only too well, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't really?
No, I'll tell you who it works that way for. It works that way for the actors.
No, come on. Every girl knows that if she's a competent actress, if she could get on your good side, you could make her a star over fucking night. Don't tell me it doesn't work
Howard,
that way.
I wish the movies are too expensive, the risks are too great. It doesn't happen that way.
You can't
anymore.
walk into the room, pull your pants off, and say, "Okay, honey, let's talk business."
John.
Okay, before we get into this, what touches me the most about that whole deal is why Julia Roberts' husband didn't go beat his fucking ass.
Right.
He should have taken him and drug his fucking ass out in the street.
know I would.
And whooped Howard Stern's fucking lanky
I
ass.
know I would.
Now, Howard is a fucking jiu-jitsu guy, right?
No.
Okay, good. Then I might be able to whip his ass. Okay, I just make sure. If he was a jiu-jitsu guy, I was going to hire somebody.
Plus, I think he's like 70 now. So,
Fuck
I
him.
mean,
Somebody, but that's
Yeah.
right there. Should have had his
It's
ass
just
whipped for that shit.
disrespectful, yeah.
To Julia Roberts.
No.
But I mean, here he is. He's yucking up with the guy about something that comes out late. I don't know when this interview was, but comes out later that he actually did, and he was a pig.
Yeah.
You know, on Twitter, one time, you know Harvey Weinstein's in prison, right?
Yes.
Well, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, his wife slept with him.
Yeah.
So I responded one time, said, "Hey, Gavin, does your wife go see Harvey for conjugal visits?"
Howard Stern's wife did?
No,
No.
Gavin Newsom.
Oh,
Gavin Newsom's
The wife
wife.
that's
she
with
was- she
the
was an
Trump,
act-
the Trump girl or the other one?
Gavin Newsom's wife.
Gavin Newsom's first wife has got a kid with Gavin Newsom is Donald Trump Jr.'s girlfriend. What's her name? The big lip, big titty chick
Oh, no,
used to
no,
be
no.
on
Kimberly
the
Guilfoyle?
Five. Kim
Now.
Guilfoyle was married to
I
Gavin
think
Newsom.
it's his wife now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
she-
actually responded. Gavin Newsom himself actually
way.
responded to me over the
What'd he say?
I don't remember what it said. It's, I have to pull it up if I still have that.
He responded to you?
Yeah, he actually did respond to me, but I was trying to get out of it real fast because I can't really be posting stuff like
Right.
that. It's but yeah, I remember seeing Gavin Newsom with the check mark there.
You had to be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I don't want to get offed.
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid concern with some of these big guys.
I just, it blows my mind that they got by with that stuff. And then they woke everybody else. You know what? What really bothers me the most, I'm asking you as a woman on this. You take a chick like, what's a chick that spread her legs on, the cop movie where she murdered the
Basic
guy?
Instinct.
Basic Instinct.
Oh, yeah.
Sharon Stone.
Yes.
Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone now plays this victim part. She showed her twattus to the world. She
Right.
knew what she was doing.
Right.
She cashed in on that.
Oh, it made her.
Yeah. Any woman out there, and they say, you know what? $5 million, you cross your legs on that camera for $5 million. I'm telling you what, I'd sell me a pussy on to do that. Mm-hmm. Why would you? And I don't know how much she's made off that, but it made her.
Yeah, it did.
But now she wants to victimize it. Well, you sure took all that money and all that fame for them years over
Right.
that. It wasn't a problem then.
Right.
I think a lot of these women that have done nude scenes want to use it as an excuse now
Right.
that they were taking
When
advantage
they were
of.
younger and did
Yeah.
stupid shit. No.
There was 1,000 other women lined up wanting to do the same damn thing. And that's that way today.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Hollywood works. I don't watch hardly any new movies. I couldn't even tell you a new actress anymore. I think
There's nothing out there anymore.
I
No,
don't
people,
think there are.
No, but if there were, there would be 10,000 women trying to get that job or going to do whatever they can to get that fame. They'll sell their soul for that minute.
Oh, yeah.
They may regret it 20 years later, but don't come back like you're a victim
Right.
because you're not.
I think that was another thing Jerry Seinfeld said was that movies are basically a thing of the past. Nobody watches movies anymore because we got TikTok.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times at night I'm sitting in my chair looking for something to watch on TV.
And you're scrolling.
Scroll forever, find something, 30 minutes later, and then I pull my phone up and watch TikTok for the whole
Yeah.
time, and then I go to
That's
bed.
what we do.
Now, you're a famous TikToker. Chrome Nipple 25.
Yeah, that's me.
Lots of stuff.
500,000 followers.
Can you pull him up, any of his stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Because your wife is a victim here.
my
I
wife is
am.
a victim. She plays victim.
If you ever
I am
want
the
if you
victim.
ever want a divorce, you're fucked. There's
Yeah.
enough stuff on TikTok
There is.
to put you under the jail.
oh, there's so much more than that.
My favorite one is the car wash.
Oh, when he rolled the window down on me.
Yes, I thought about doing that the other day to Michelle, and I thought there is no
Don't do
fucking
it.
way.
It was cold that day too.
It was 20-something degrees
Yes.
that day, I think. It was cold.
And
Like,
I have hair extensions, so the girls know that is not fun when they get wet. You got to rewash them,
extensions are?
restyle them.
The car wash? How far?
oh,
Oh,
it's gonna
it's
be
a
a
long
long
way.
ways.
Yeah.
Long way
I've
back.
got thousands of videos of it.
Can you search it for car
That's a
wash?
long
You could
way.
probably.
I bet I can.
But I can do this right
it's-
here. You can pull up the better ones.
It's the greatest video ever because it was legit.
Yeah, yeah,
It was not. You could tell you didn't have a clue.
yes. I couldn't even breathe. It was caught me off guard. Did you see the one? What was it you did that? Oh, where you spit that stuff in my face?
Oh, the monster.
A bang.
said, have you
It
tried
was
this?
Bang or something? Yeah.
I saw him shove the damn ice cream still
Yes,
in your mouth.
choked
the
me
other
out.
day.
Yeah.
That didn't choke you. That didn't choke you.
So how much of these things are like, how much, when he does these things, how much of it do you know advance? You don't have to lift the veil too much.
Probably 35%.
Like this video right here. It's got 7 million views, the chip one.
Yeah.
That one I didn't know about.
You didn't know?
No.
Nachos?
You just came
Yeah.
in and...
Yeah, no, he's always doing stuff like
Who
that.
cleans the fucking mess up?
He does.
I always have to.
I always
There.
wondered,
Always.
have you seen the people that shoot the balloons in the house that's got the white
Yes.
gook? And I've always
You know what?
wondered about who cleans that shit.
I would be
We were
so
doing that
pissed.
way before they did that. I remember when they started, we were doing stuff like that. I was doing stuff like that on YouTube before that came out, and I just wish I would have ran with it. But that I can't do the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Like their shit is the same thing 4 or
Right.
5 times a day. I can't do the same thing
I always think
over
about
and
the
over
mess,
and over
though.
and over.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a huge mess.
I'm telling you, Michelle would whip my ass for doing that shit. She would laugh on camera, but when that
Right.
camera was turned off,
Well, he
Sybil would come out.
he blew whipped cream or Cool Whip like in my face. He was
it's
using a
still up
pool noodle, but he shot when he blew it out. Like it got all over our ceiling. It stained the
Yeah,
ceiling.
that one
We
didn't
had
work
to
very
paint
well.
it.
We took a pool noodle, and
Yeah.
well, she didn't know, but I filled it with whipped cream. And we were holding it, and I was acting like we were doing a TikTok, right? Well, she had one end, and I had the other, and I was like, "Look at the end of that! Look at the end of it."
No, there was more to it, but anyway, yeah.
Anyway, and I blew in it real fast. Well, she saw it coming, so she holds it out like that, and it blew all over the ceiling. Those stains are still up there to this
Could have been
day.
your eyes, though.
Well, it actually did get in my eye.
Oh, it did get
remember? Because I was just sort of kind of, yeah, I was shocked.
Now, how many pair of shoes does she have?
Oh my god!
It was 100 and something that day.
It was 100.
It's a lot more now.
I'll guarantee you
It's a
she's
lot
over
more.
200.
And he got to
pairs
put
of
them all
shoes.
up.
I wondered, did you make him
I
pick them up? I
filmed
bet you
him.
wish to hell you wouldn't have done that.
I
didn't
wish that I did not get all those shoes out for
I
that because I
filmed
mean I hurt my back.
Picking all of her shoes
But the
up?
biggest mess I ever cleaned up was when I put all the shampoo in the
The
jacuzzi.
bathtub, yeah.
It took forever to clean all that up. You wouldn't think that bubbles were a mess, but bubbles are a freaking mess.
But I record him cleaning up his mess.
You don't ever post that, though.
No, I'm just not a big poster, you know.
Oh, yeah, pull up some of her stuff.
No.
I thought about that because Michelle's got a lot of shoes. I don't think she has 400 pair, but she's not Marco, as whatever the lady's name was
Right.
in Philly. But she's got a bunch of shoes. But I thought, I ain't fucking putting them some bitches up. It's way too much work.
Yeah.
It took me forever to lay them out. I'm glad she was gone as long as she was.
How many closets do you have?
Let's not.
No, I want to know
I mean,
this
my
because
kids have moved out, so now she's got more.
Michelle's does the same shit,
Yeah.
and then has the audacity to come to my closets. We need to clean these closets down and clean them up. Yeah, so she can put more shit in them.
I kicked him out. Of
She booted
our
me out of
closet.
our closet, which we have a big walk-in closet. I got booted out.
And so now you got a little space for
I
your
got a
shit.
little. I got a little space above one of her dressers that she has in one of our closets
Oh, yeah.
to put. It's about this wide, and that's about what I have. But I don't have near the clothes she does. 90% of the clothes she has still have tags on.
I wear the same thing all the time. I just
I'm
buy
not.
new
I'm not
stuff.
bullshitting you. More than half her stuff still has the tags.
So you need to do resale.
I should. I need to
Or do
resell
you
my
give
purses.
do you give shit away or do you do?
Well, I do to
No,
Goodwill,
we just threw two
Mich-
bags of clothes away.
Michelle cannot sell nothing like used stuff. Like
Yeah.
Andy's wife, if we got something to sell, I'll like let Jesse have it and let them have half the fucking money.
Right.
Because she'll take care of it. Michelle would just rather give something away than sell something. The ladies
Yeah.
that work out here, if they've got kids or something, Michelle's gonna. I mean, that's the way she thinks about things, which is really nice.
Right. If it's a value, then I'll go ahead and resell. But if it's just, TJ Maxx, I'll give it away.
How is a $30 shirt not value? Get
What
10
does?
for it.
You're gonna piss
Oh,
off
that's
our
right.
TJ Maxx
That's right.
shoppers now.
Yeah,
Right.
I
She doesn't
know.
have to worry about
Oh,
buying
I'm
it.
a big
Yeah.
TJ Maxx. I mean, that's all we have in Wichita
Yeah,
Falls.
listen, you don't have to be. You can be a snob around
Yeah.
here. We're good with that, Leslie.
Yeah.
Remember, Leslie wasn't going to talk much, and now she's going to
No,
make
I
fun
know.
of TJ Maxx people.
Ask her how many Louis Vuittons she has.
I see it all the time. You're a Louis person.
I am. I need to get rid of some.
Does that make you bougie?
No, it
Not
makes
at all?
him bougie because he buys them.
Did you grow up with money, Leslie?
I was comfortable.
That's yes.
Yes, I was comfortable.
Eric, did you?
No, I had nothing.
Nothing. So Leslie's still living the same life, and you're busting your ass to provide for
Yeah,
it.
I guess so.
Absolutely.
That's a good man right
I'm
there.
happily retired and he takes care of me.
No, you did get a job. You
For
got a
2 weeks.
She worked for 2 weeks, about a month ago.
What'd you do?
Marketing for home health.
That's got to be easy to do. Hell, everybody needs that shit.
No, it's a nightmare.
It is hard. There's like 15 home healths in Wichita Falls.
As I've gotten older, I've realized how shitty being old is.
Oh, it's awful.
There is nothing good
Horrible.
about being old. Once you get to that point that you can't take care of yourself, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. Because not like a baby, you're going to grow out of that stage pretty quick and start helping yourself.
Right.
You just
and
get
you're
worse
cute,
and worse.
And people,
Yeah.
want to take care
Yeah,
of you.
shitty, wrinkly old
Yeah.
ass. Nobody wants to
It's
buy
not
it.
as cute.
No.
Nobody thinks twice about
wait,
jumping
wait.
in and changing a baby's diaper.
Right.
Surely
Exactly.
you're gonna wipe mine when.
You're going to have to make money, pay somebody.
Get set up. What do you think of the TikTok ban? ByteDance said
You know what? At this point now, the
they
way
said
that I
they're
am
not
with
going to
it,
sell it.
They're not.
I'm. It doesn't matter to me either way now. At
Really?
this point, TikTok's changed so much since I started.
Did you start at the beginning?
Well, I don't know.
It was during COVID.
I'll tell you how
I
they
think that's
started.
when everything blew up.
You want to hear the story of how TikTok started in our house? Our daughter was constantly dancing.
Yeah.
Like we'd see her, she'd have her phone set up and she was dancing. And I'd walk by and I'd be like, what the fuck is she doing? You know, and she, a little bit later, she'd be dancing real fast to something else. Dancing. And this was going on for several days. And I'm like, and finally I was home for COVID. We were off for like a month at work. Remember when oil went to zero?
Minus $10 a barrel or whatever it was.
That's when it was. That's exactly. And she's like, oh, it's TikTok. It's okay. So Leslie and I both, I think maybe you already had it. I went ahead and downloaded it, and Madison was like, Dad, don't do videos. You're never going to make it. You're not going to blah, blah, blah.
And she had like, what, 30,000 followers?
Oh, she was already killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was all right, you know, so I did a couple of videos. Our first big video was what, Islands in the Stream. Kenny, she and I sang Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton song together.
But our daughter was behind us dancing. That's what, like, got it.
Right. But anyways, I downloaded TikTok. We're sitting there, and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'm like, I look up, and it's dark outside, and it was what, after midnight, after scrolling through TikTok for hours and hours and hours, you know, and then I started doing videos, and
he blew up.
It is the biggest waste of time.
It is an absolute waste of time.
I mean, I find myself, and I was late to TikTok. I think I started our TikTok channel like 2 years ago, maybe. So I miss that initial, you post something and like, if it's halfway decent, you're going to get a lot of followers quick. I miss that. But TikTok, it's the biggest waste of time. I find myself scrolling for hours.
I'm learning how to cure cancer on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can learn a lot on there.
You really can. But the reason I didn't go when it first, like, COVID blew up, I just thought it was like a dancing type. I thought it was like people get on there, do silly
like
dances and music, and I'm like, that doesn't really fit what we're doing. And then I should have just jumped in.
What's next?
There will be something next. There always is. There was Facebook, then there was Instagram, then there was TikTok.
Yeah, there's always.
There's
MySpace, Facebook.
MySpace, Facebook. There's always another one. You just got to get on it and like be an early adopter of it. I don't listen. If we're really worried about China's influence in America, and Jeff doesn't like RFK, and that's okay. But he said if we were really worried about Chinese influence in America, we would shut down the pork packing plants because China owns 40% of the pork packing plants in the United States.
Really?
First of all, let me clear something. I don't dislike RFK.
No, you don't like him. You don't like him. And it's okay. It's okay.
Yesterday, you said he doesn't want to come after our guns. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to take our fucking guns. They've been trying since 1776. It ain't happened. So I'm not worried about him taking our guns.
No, but that's what you said.
He talks out of both sides of his mouth.
That's what you said, though. You said he's going to take our guns. That's what you said that yesterday with Wyman Menzer. You said he's a gun-grabbing Democrat. That's what you said.
I gun grab him, but he's not going to get them.
He is independent.
He is.
I don't know. I
think he leans
I
more?
like him a lot better than I do Joe Biden. I'm not going to say. And I think of all the Kennedys, he's probably the best one since John F. K.
The reason that I like him is
I'd agree with you there.
The reason that I like him is because he's not all on one side.
That part I do like.
He can see left, he can see right on certain issues. I hate it when a candidate gets up there and it's only one side because that's not a real person. And there's not a person alive that only sees things to the right or to the left.
I agree with you. I agree 100%.
So
he's a nice alternative. He don't have a chance in hell of getting elected.
I don't know.
What is he, 3% right now?
His worst demographic is among the baby boomers.
Right now, he's taking tons of votes away from Biden and not Trump.
That's a good thing.
And that's a really good thing because Biden's a total fuck up anyways. And we all know that. You know what's funny about the China and the TikTok ban? I trust China more than I do our own FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think it's just because information, like you said, there's so much information on TikTok that can get shared at the drop of a hat. And I think that's why they don't want TikTok.
I think it's an agenda.
Our pharmacist guy, he's a TikTok guy, right?
Blew up during COVID.
Great.
Really?
You feel the pharmacist. We've had him on a couple times.
Started it during COVID. Just as a way to kind of make ends meet, which you wouldn't figure a pharmacist would have trouble making ends meet during COVID.
They say it's hard right now for small pharmacies.
Really?
Big time, because I've got a friend of mine, they own a pharmacy around the Dallas area, and it's hard right now for the small independent deals because Walmart, Walgreens, and stuff will sell shit way below to run them out, then they're going to jack the prices up.
That's pitiful.
Walmart is the communism of our country, I think.
Oh,
do you remember?
I think Amazon is.
Well, but it started with Walmart.
Walmart's the same deal.
Well, I mean, but at least you can still go to Walmart and you have a choice to go to Walmart. Amazon's made it to where all the mom and pop shit's gone.
Amazon is the new Sears Roebuck from back in the day. Everybody gets everything from Amazon.
And I'm just as guilty with Amazon.
We are too.
I got
They come
Amazon packages every day.
Yeah.
I get
That's
my
our
dog
whole
food.
UPS truck is Amazon. That's all it's.
Yeah.
You open that sumbitch up, it's all Amazon everywhere you look.
We went skiing in February, and we went to New Mexico, and there's a bunch of rail lines there. Half of the cars on the railroad
I saw
lines
that the other
were
day.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I told my wife, I was like, look at this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just Amazon, 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 Amazon.
When I was a kid growing up, we didn't have a Walmart. They had Walmart in Owl Park, and Burke Burnett had Owl Park. Wichita Falls didn't have one for a long time, and it's where the Home Depot is now on what's that fucking Kale?
Yeah.
Is where that was the original Walmart in Wichita Falls. And when they built it, they promised Iowa Park and Burke Burnett, if you'll do this and give us these tax deals, we'll do it. Well, then they took them out of them towns and put them all in Wichita.
Right.
All the mom and pop places left Iowa Park and Burke Burnett just about, and it screwed everybody. Walmart's devil. But their big thing was American made. When you went to Walmart, everything in there was supposed to be American made. They got away from that shit pretty fast. But when Sam Walton started that business, it was all American made. My grandparents lived in a small town in Kansas, and they had a Walmart probably I remember as a kid going there, so 1980, 78 to 82, somewhere in that. And I remember my grandma talking about going to Walmart, and she liked it because she could get everything she needed there.
Right.
And it gave them a place to go without having to drive 100 miles to Kansas City to get.
You used to be able to get lobsters at Walmart. Those live lobsters.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, they had the
Yeah.
round
Yeah,
deal
that
out there.
round thing. You'd be able to pick it, and you go get fish and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Crawdads.
Yeah. Walmart was awesome.
Yeah, I
back in
remember
the
when
day.
they took the Walmart out of Owl Park, when they built the one out on the north of town.
Yes, over
They
by the
built
base.
that one, and Owl Park.
And Burke and Owl Parks were gone. That's
Yeah.
what they do. I wish the fuck Walmarts would get in with a system of zero self-checkouts. Dollar
Yes.
Generals have done that because of theft.
Right.
Someone told me, correct me, no, it's not about theft, it's about employees. We got employees, they took them out because of theft
Right.
is what they're telling us. Who knows?
Well, Walmart said the same thing.
Yeah.
They're taking them
Because
out
they're
too?
going to start charging a membership now because they
Walmart
lost so
Plus.
much money on theft.
Well, they won't have to worry about me going there.
Oh, I don't go there anyway. I cringe. I've sat there and watched a family not too long ago. I could watch them scan like every other thing, and it was the cheap shit. And then they just put it in the basket. And I told a lady walking out, I said, hey, man, those people right there, they didn't scan more than half their shit. Okay, yeah, we'll check it.
No, nothing.
They walked right out. She never even acknowledged that I'd told her anything.
I stole something from Walmart about 3 or 4 trips ago, which was probably 4 years ago because I don't go very often, but I got in the truck and I loaded and I forgot to do a case of water underneath the
yeah,
deal.
we've done dog food
And
by
Michelle's
accident.
like,
No, we didn't.
it wasn't by accident?
No.
Oh,
And Michelle goes, oh, did you do that water? I said, fuck them. They should check me out if they wanted to. That's the way I feel
That's
about
pretty
this
much
shit.
what he
Yeah,
said.
fuck them. They don't want
That's
to do
what I
that
say.
shit.
If you're not going to get down there and
Yeah.
get it, then
And then my attitude's opposite at Sam's. I won't go to Sam's hardly anymore. But it pisses me off that I check out and then them fuckers want to go through the whole fucking receipt.
hang on. Didn't they go to Sam's? Went to you just push the basket
you
out.
push the basket through some like little
Yeah.
security
I
scanner.
haven't. That's how long it's been since I've been to Sam's.
Well, this
'cause
is
I got
brand
sick
new.
of it.
I haven't been to Sam's since they've done this. She
But-
was telling me about it the other day.
But we used to buy stuff for the lodge one time. Well, hell, we'd buy $1,000 worth of shit back when
Yeah.
$1,000 was a lot of stuff.
Right.
And that lady being like, "Let me look at your deal." And I told her last time, or one of the last times, I said, "Ma'am, if you're going to check my deal, we're going to go through every freaking thing." So I made her check every fucking. It took me 10 minutes.
Did
People
you
back
really?
there
Held up
oh,
the whole
it
line.
pissed me off. And I told Michelle, I said, "Next time, don't make me do this shit." I'm just going. And I just walked by. I said, "If you want, I'm going in the car. If you want to see it, come check my receipt
Now
in the
they
car."
do 3 things. They scan
Yeah.
3.
See,
Yeah, they went
2020,
through.
$1,000. $1,000 would be $1,400.
Well, this would have probably been like 19 or about 2010 or something. I do
you don't
not
go at
I don't
all.
go to. I'm telling you, I won't spend the fucking money in Walmart unless I have no choice. And we don't go to Target no more. When you start letting guys with penises in the girls'
Yeah.
bathrooms,
Don't let me
we
go.
we were done on Target. And my wife's got a Target card, and my wife loves Target.
Yeah.
I mean, she did. And I like going to Target, especially in the Metroplex, because there's a lot of eye candy to see there. It's not like a Walmart.
Yeah.
Right.
Target had the
Walmart's
best
a whole
looking-
different breed of people.
yeah, and if you see 2 dudes together at a Target, they're dating. You
Right.
know, but we quit going to Target a long time ago. Same way we boycott. We hadn't been since.
Yeah, I had that little red card and we cut it up.
Yep.
You-
Same as us.
I mean, you can go into Target and look around and look at their signs, look at their photographs that they have in each section, and know that that's probably not for you.
They have devil worshiping shit T-shirts they sell for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're always the liberal on here. Do you think that's a true? Do you buy into that? Would you
What?
go to Target?
So we went there kind of when all this was going on, and like there was like the very front. We walk in, and it was kids clothing with the gay pride
Was that then for you then?
flag, and I told Jesse, I said, this is pretty much it.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's like a middle age. Am I middle age? I don't know.
You're fucking way past middle age now.
I'm getting there. So
He's not middle aged. We're middle aged.
He's 36. That's
We're
the
old,
verge.
Eric.
But like
We're
the thing
old.
is, I don't know where the fucking shop anymore.
You can't. There is
There's
no place to
nothing.
shop.
Online?
No. But where do I go? Who do I shop with? I'm too old to wear Abercrombie anymore.
You still got to build for it, though.
You got. I mean, I don't even know what else is out there. I guess I can go to TJ Maxx. I don't know. Fuck. I don't even know
Maxx
where to
is good.
shop. I don't know where to
TJ
shop
Maxx.
anymore. They took Target away. That's where I got a lot
Dillard's.
of my clothes.
Dillard's is gone.
Well, Abilene still has one. I went in it the other day. My wife wanted a new dress, and she's like, "Let's go Dillard's real quick."
I don't want to spend much on clothes.
Right,
Is my
same.
thing.
So I hate to shop.
I'm happy in a t-shirt and shorts like I'm wearing today.
I wear this same shit every day.
Right.
Every day, pretty much.
Every day.
T-shirt and
I'm sponsored by Columbia. I wear a Columbia shirt every day.
That's what he has on.
That's all I wear. Columbia shirts.
and I wait for them to go on sale at
So that's
Academy.
Academy, yeah.
Now her,
I don't.
I'm TJ Maxx.
I'll tell you why I will not go to Academy unless I have to. Is it takes fucking forever to check out. The other day we had a softball game. We went in to buy some lawn chairs. 2 fucking lawn chairs. Was it Walmart or Academy? I'm not going to Walmart, so I went to Academy. They had one checker in that son of a bitch, and people were backed up to the back line.
Really?
Oh, it pissed me off. No, and I was like, "Where's the fucking self checkout? You finally
Right.
got me where I'll use one." And I waited and waited and waited. So I told the guy when we walked out, I go, "You need some more fucking help. We just need people to show up." I said, "Pay them more. Do something. Give an incentive to come and fucking work. You know, charge extra $2 for every fucking thing you sell and pay them more money. I don't care, but I don't want to stand in line." And everybody was bitching and griping in line.
Right.
And it was like Christmas time there.
Oh, shit.
But
yeah, they don't have but 2 checkouts, and then sometimes you can
Yeah.
go back there to that back.
Yeah.
When they're really busy, they'll open up that customer service
Customer
to check
service,
people
yeah.
out.
And some lady was bringing back a pool pump, and she fucking argued with him for fucking 4. I was ready to buy the motherfucker just to get her out of the way.
Yeah.
Now,
Let
listen,
me buy that for
how
you.
much is that? $75? I'll take it. Fucking go.
Hey, will you buy a North Face?
Will I buy North Face? I
Yeah.
don't have nothing North Face.
You don't?
No.
That's good.
Why?
They did that too. They kind of
They
jumped
did the
the shark.
oil
Yeah, they're
thing.
way. Yeah,
What'd they do?
I'm totally against North
An
Face.
oil company, I don't remember who it was. Was it Halliburton?
Yeah, I think they refused to sell to them.
Yeah, they were wanting to buy a whole bunch of stuff for their cruise, and North Face said nope.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. Right here at this place, if the Democratic National Convention wanted to come out here and do some shit for them, and I hate them cocksuckers, write
Come
me
on.
a check.
Yeah, come on.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm open for business. I don't understand them companies. That's not fair to their stockholders.
Well, I mean, their stuff has petroleum in
Yeah,
it.
it's
I mean,
North Face.
they drive cars that get them to work that has the gas and the oil. I mean, it's stupid.
Well, you mean cars actually? Electric cars have to use oil?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
that's
electric
crazy.
cars.
Electric car. They won't be around much longer. Well, they may. I mean, they're
something
losing money on every
that's-
electric
yeah.
car right now.
Ford's only going to take 30,000 on the chin for all them electric trucks so long before they say
What
Right.
did they say they were losing on each?
was like that. No, I
18,000.
think
They
it
were
was 30.
$30,000 a truck
per
they're losing.
vehicle.
Yeah.
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 As a stockholder, how do you not question the CEO for that? Well,
Mm-hmm.
would we be selling these fucking fucked up Mustangs we've sold the last couple of years? The Mustang was a classic car.
Right.
Then they got into the 70s. They got into just shit. I mean, it was a terrible car. They changed it because they were losing money on it. Nobody wants to buy them. How hard is it for a truck to come up with a square-bodied, old-fashioned mid-'80s
Right.
looking pickup?
Well, I mean, look what the Bronco did. It took off when they brought it
Didn't you buy you one of those new ones? Do you like it?
for 6 months.
Yeah, we
We
don't
had it for
have
6
vehicles for
months.
more
I
than
know that.
6, but
Yeah.
yeah, we loved it. We
Did you?
loved it.
They
Yeah.
just don't look like Broncos. They're too small.
No, we had the big
one.
Sasquatch.
Was
We had
it
the big
full
one.
size like a regular Bronco? Like I had the K5 Blazer.
I had a K5.
They need to come back with a vehicle that
Yeah.
size.
Well,
that's a
they
Blazer.
are.
Well, they got
They are.
a Tahoe, but
Oh no, they let's see, Ford Bronco. They are. They're coming. I saw it the other day.
I think they have demo things, where they're at shows, but I don't know if they're actually bringing it back.
Yeah, I think they're bringing it back.
somebody that's got lots and lots of money and want to invest in something could open up a car, come up with a car brand, sell real muscle cars and real square-bodied trucks, Suburbans, and they would make a killing because people want something like that.
Right.
And make it where people can work on them at home. Just a good old-fashioned
Right.
V8 engine.
But why, as a company, why would you want to do that?
Because you would sell a shitload of them.
But as a company, why would you want to have something where they can? It just goes back to TikTok. Why would you want to give the peasants the means of working on their own shit whenever you can fleece them
Because they're
whenever
still
they
going to
have
bring it. They're
would
still
make
going to
so
bring
much
that
money.
stuff. You can still have a mechanic shop there,
Yeah,
and
service
people will
them.
still bring.
yeah, people lazy like me don't fix shit anyways. I go there.
I still.
You gonna
send
fix your
everything
car?
Fuck no, I'm not.
You're gonna go
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna take it.
You're
Yeah.
going to see, like, I'm not gonna get into it with foundation, but I mean, I kept taking my shit to them. You know, I bought it from them. I took it to them to get it fixed. But
that's what people
8 times.
That's what people are going to do, though. So if someone come up with this truck, and if you did just a square-bodied vehicle with a V8 engine and made it not so fucking, but the government regulates everything to fuck it up. But people would buy the shit out of that because it would be cheaper. And it would be a good-looking vehicle, and it would be American-made, and it would make a ton of kill. It don't have to be a custom Shelby type deal. It's going to cost $150,000.
Right.
But someone could come out and make a pickup for $50,000. It's a good-looking, nice pickup. The regular people would buy a shitload of them.
Yeah.
You know,
You can actually get your hand in there and work on something.
and change your fucking oil. I used to be able to change oil on a car. I don't even know if I can tell you where I can find my oil stick on, especially our newer vehicle. I don't have a clue.
Well, they don't. You don't have the tools to even take the plug out anymore.
That's what's crazy. It's made it so fucking
And
hard.
they've done this on purpose. Like, try to change the oil on that Corvette. There's no way.
You know, Howard Stern, can't stand. We just talked about him whipping his ass. If I could find the little Chinese bastard that come up with a spare tire up under a fucking vehicle, I'd whip his ass too. There ain't nothing more frustrating than have a flat tire on a Chevrolet pickup
Have to wind
and
it
have to
down.
climb under that motherfucker. It takes 4 hours to get the damn tire off of it.
I just call AAA.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah.
It saves time.
It takes 2 to find where all your fucking wrenches and shit
Yeah.
are.
Do you know how many
that
guys
little-
would be on the side of the road helping her change a tire?
Yeah.
She wouldn't have time to call AAA.
You know, probably
They
not
would
as
be
many.
changed out.
Women will never know. They'll
Well,
never know.
I would lock
All she'd
myself
have
in
to
the
do
car.
is guys out there beside the car being like,
Things are different now.
Flip
but-
her hair a
are
little
scary.
bit. And
Well,
here they come.
not just on your end being scary.
No,
Deal
but even
down,
for
just a little-
guys.
Yeah, but
or women.
if I saw you on the side of the road next to your car just standing there, I'd be like,
This is
this
how
is either a porno or a horror movie. Because that's what's
Right.
going to happen right
this
here.
is how
Right.
scary
Yeah.
movies start.
Yeah.
let me help you fix it. Or like,
Yeah.
get a
It's
plumber.
a setup. Yeah.
Someone get a gun and cover me real quick. I'm going to check on her. If someone comes out of the woods, shoot them. Because
Yeah.
that's what you think's happening.
Oh, man. That's. Have any of y'all been? Have y'all been south of San Antonio lately?
Not in the last year or so, but I've been down there since it's gotten shitty.
Gosh, damn. That's a war zone down there. Mm-hmm. And
But
people don't
tell
even
it to-
realize it.
Tell it to the people that don't live on the border of Texas.
I mean, once you hit San Antonio, it starts getting bad. But I've been down there since 2008, 2009.
Yeah, somewhere.
And I've just watched it change from here it is 2024. In the last 4 years, like I'm scared to death to be driving on a damn road. Like what is 35 going south, and I work 15 miles from the border. I've seen some crazy shit, but I mean, you'll be driving, and you'll see a car haul ass past you 100 miles per hour, take the access road. They'll dip real fast, and there'll be 15 people pile into a pickup or a car or whatever, and they haul ass.
Really?
All right, where are you working at down there? Whereabouts?
Anywhere from College Station all the way to Carrizo Springs.
Okay. Like me and Tony, it's been a while. We took a trip and we went, it might have been me. It was me and Michelle. We were at South Padre. It was a judges school a couple years ago, and we always have my conferences at South Padre. And we left our conference and we drove, and I was like, we're in no big hurry to get home. So we drove up and we stayed somewhere along like Del Rio or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Regretted that shit. But anyways, I wanted to see all
Did you have
the-
your vehicle the next morning?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, but it was a blip. I tell you what, we stayed in the place that Matthew McConaughey's born. I can't remember the
Oh,
name.
Uvalde.
Uvalde's where we
Okay.
stayed
Yeah.
at.
Well, that's not as bad there, but I mean, it still is.
But the drive between Uvalde and South Padre, and I wanted to go right along the
Right.
the Rio and stayed right around it. Fuck, I'll bet, and this is no shit. I bet
How
I
long
saw,
ago was this?
4 or 5 years ago. I bet I saw 200 highway patrol. This was before COVID. This was the year before COVID, because it was the last year. It was after COVID, so it would have been 2022. Was probably my last year's being judged too, wasn't it? So about 2022 we went and we drove, and I bet I saw 200 highway patrol just along that road, not counting all the other shit you've seen, all the border
Did
patrol.
you get pulled over at all?
No,
He gets pulled over
I get
every
pulled
time.
over. If I go through Crystal City, is that it?
I think
Crystal
so.
City. They pull me over every single. I have never been through there.
The
and
border
not been
patrol
pulled
or the
over.
troopers?
The town police.
just to see what you're doing.
Well, because most of the time, like going home, it's always been when I'm going home too. That's funny. But they'll just outright tell me your truck's filthy. It's got dirt all over it.
Yeah,
You've been through the fields and stuff. You know,
They're
and
just
that's-
making sure there's
they're
not
just making
illegals.
sure, checking my toolbox, checking stuff through there. But I've never been through that town and not been pulled over. Never gotten a ticket.
Right.
They just get pulled over.
They
checking
just
to
give you
see what
some
you're
dumb
doing.
reason, like, well, we can't see your license plate, and I'll go back there and like, man, that's plain as day.
Yeah.
You know, you're just for a reason.
I used to always fuck with the security or the border patrol guys. I'd be a smart ass or something. I'm not now. I'm all about business
Yeah.
now. I just yes sir, no sir. Here you go. Blah blah.
You know,
blah.
they're dealing with a bunch.
Yeah.
I recently saw, and I've not vetted this, it was one of the things I saw on TikTok late at night. At the airports, there's so many illegal immigrants flying that they have a special line for them because they know that none of them have proper identification and it clogs up the rest of the line.
Mm-hmm.
So they just let these people basically go through.
What a fucking
That's
shit
Did you
crazy.
see
show.
where you can pay now? Yeah, some airports you can pay. You can
What do you mean?
to
To get
bypass the
Oh, it's
Security?
TSA.
yeah.
We're already pre-TSA. We don't have to go through all that, but we still go through a little security. Now, clear's the same way. It costs a little bit more, and I don't know what the difference is. They got a little shorter line, but like we got pre-TSA, so we very seldom have to wait very long at all. Like, don't take your shoes off, don't take your belt off. They don't go through your bags.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. I travel with a laptop everywhere I go, and you don't have to take the laptop out of the bag, which, I mean, it's a small inconvenience, but it's still, like, it saves time. And, like, when I got kids, I dread going through there. So anything I can do to make it a little bit faster, I try to do. But, yeah, TSA, I mean...
Tony's
the
dumbass is
pre-check.
not pre-TSA'd. We are, and
Right.
so we always have to wait on his ass.
we got to wait on him going through.
Michelle
We don't
last,
fly very often.
Michelle, last time we flew, hers didn't come up on her on our American Airlines deal, and so I go through the pre-TSA, and they go, "Ma'am, you can't do it. You got to go around." And I was like, "Well, can I go with her?" "Well, you've already come through." I said, "Okay."
I'll see you in a minute, Michelle.
See you on the other side.
We'll be at the bar drinking.
But we don't. But the Clear is even an upgrade over pre-TSA, and I don't know exactly what the difference is. But the lines are a little shorter for that, and they walk you right through it. But when you don't have to take your shoes off, you don't have to go through your bags and shit, and
That's
everybody
nice.
else in front of you don't. Most airports, it's really, really quick. Some of the airports, we went somewhere that we just went regular TSA. We just went regular because it was just so much faster.
Really?
But most pre-TSAs are real fast.
I'm trying to find that video that I saw. of
Yeah,
the
I like,
immigrant line.
But that's
Oklahoma City
crazy.
seems to be the best.
I haven't flown out of
Airport.
Oak City in a long time. Lubbock, Texas, and Manchester, New Hampshire are probably two of the easiest airports I've been to.
Denver's a nightmare.
That's a big fucker, and it is a pain
That
in
is
the
a
ass because it's a
nightmare.
long way. We flew out. We was in O'Hare last year, and we got bumped from American to United, so we had to go from O'Hare from one side to the other. And I swear it took 2 days to get to the other side.
That's crazy.
I was all excited. We're at the American terminal. They've got pedicures there and stuff. I thought, fuck, I know what I'm doing. My 2 hours, get me a pedicure. We got to United and the fucking bullshit Greyhound bus line over there. They didn't have shit. You can get a soft taco and a pretzel, and that's about it. It's like, what? Can't get my feet rubbed?
That's
Yeah.
funny. So you do pedicures?
I love pedicure. We go every 10
I try
days.
to tell him to do it.
There's not a person on earth that's going to want to mess with my toes.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. First of all, they're going to talk shit about you anyways. You're not going to
Right.
know what they're saying.
Right.
But when they start talking Chinese and they laugh at you, you know they're talking about you.
Yeah.
But me and Michelle have a regular place we go to, and I love it. I absolutely.
Yes.
I get the best
Amazing.
package they have. You
Massage.
know. Oh, it's
Yeah.
freaking awesome. I'm telling you right now.
The
You-
hot towels, the stones.
If you, I'm telling you, you'll love it.
No, it's never going to happen.
My only rule is I'm not letting a man do it.
Oh, really?
Fuck no, I ain't letting a man rub on my feet.
Guys are so funny. I will let a guy or a girl do what? Well, that
that's
sounds
it. Come
horrible.
on.
I didn't mean it like that. That sounded horrible. I mean, like a massage. I
Right.
don't care if it's a guy or a girl massaging me. He doesn't want a guy massage him. It has to be a girl. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
That's not true. Every
When
time
we
we
did
go
our-
get massages,
Not when we do the lay down ones.
that's because she was a hottie. Both of those girls were hotties.
Anytime I've ever gone and got a massage with my wife, I always get that big bull dyke with a haircut kind of like
Yeah,
mine.
do you?
And she just fucking works me over.
It's the grip of
I'm,
the
I'm
linebacker.
trying not to cry in front of my wife, but she's just like digging in there, and I'm like, lady, I'm either gonna cry or piss my pants if you don't get off of that spot. So you need to get to moving.
Oh, the other day. Well, I say the other day. It's been a while. We were getting one, and the lady was coming up off of the ground,
Oh,
like
really?
like pile driving him. I mean, I could
yeah.
hear her feet hit every time.
I'm pretty sure she would take her elbow
Yeah.
and was balancing herself. And I'm like, gosh. Man, it hurt. And I've got a pretty high pain tolerance, but maybe I had a knot there that
It wouldn't let go.
wouldn't.
You know you're not supposed to drink after those things. It like releases so much acid in your body that if you drink, like you'll get
like alcohol.
like alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're supposed to drink like water and
and
shit
flush
like
it.
because all that acid gets broken loose in your body. And if you done this before, if you go out, you have a massage in the morning and go out bar hopping at night, like you will feel like a train hits you the next
Really?
day. I did not know that.
Even that
That's
far.
what we need to do.
Like what?
When you go get massages and then go out.
So we
It'll
can
hurt
feel
you.
like shit.
It'll hurt you. Like all that alcohol starts acting with that acid in your body that got released, and you're just
Really?
like you're fucking sore.
I didn't know that.
I know they say drink lots of water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. You were mentioning how shitty South Texas is. My brother was working. I can't remember who he was working for, but they were in the Pecos area.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm heading next.
Is it? A guy. So he was on like the day crew, and wake up, and they're like, "Where's Billy Bob or whatever his name is?" And they're like, "Fuck, I don't know." Like he didn't show up that night for his shift, and they're like, "What the fuck happened?" So they finally get a hold of him. He was going to work on a dirt road, and he comes across 2 SUVs, and they're nose to nose in the road,
Like blocking it.
Blocking it. 2 blacked out SUVs. So he got to stop. Can't turn around fast. So he pulls up to a stop, and as soon as he can think, there's guys with machine guns run up on him, force him out of the car, pull him out, get his ID and everything, make him get on his knees. And he said, as he's on his knees, he can see a guy coming from the blackness, and he's carrying a shovel.
Holy shit.
And then they're like, all right, we've got your ID. We know where you live. We know where you work. Go. Get out of here. Motherfucker left and never came back. Didn't tell boss, hey, hi, bye, kiss my ass, nothing. Just went to the hotel, got his shit, and went home.
So he didn't know what it was?
They didn't take anything of his? Mm-mm. So why does he care if they know where he's at or anything?
I guess the cartel.
Well,
I guess if he goes to the police and
goes to the police or anything, said, we know everything about you.
That's crazy.
Just turn around and don't come back.
Well,
so that he wouldn't go and tell them what was going on out there.
Yeah. He didn't say shit until the next day, whenever everybody's like, where the hell were you last night? Why did you not show up?
Y'all had a dead body
Not
on the side of the road.
That's all the time down there.
Really?
I got pictures on the phone. Yeah.
Really? You'll just be driving to work and there'll be a dead
No,
body?
I we'll have a sand hauler call in and be like, hey, there's a body down here in the ditch.
Really?
Yeah.
All gunshot wounds or what?
Sometimes you can't tell. There's a lot of them are decomposed out already, but it's a war zone down there. I mean,
he won't let me go down there.
She would come and see me all the time at work. She'd come and see me and stay with me. We'd get a hotel or something. There's no way in hell I'd leave her at a hotel anywhere down there.
No, you're not even safe there anymore.
No. Our whole plan before, because he's always gone, was once my kids moved and they were grown, we would get a camper and I would stay in the camper. And he's like, there's no way.
No.
I wouldn't let you stay out there.
Our game warden, because they have to go down there a lot and they fish a lot of dead bodies out of the river.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he said, you can always tell if somebody drowns, they're face down. If they were dumped there, they're face up. So he said that's how you can always tell if they were killed and put there or if they were trying to cross and just weren't good swimmers.
How's that?
Because if you drown, you're face down. When you drown, you're gonna be floating, but you will have died face down. Whereas
your body doesn't just roll over on its own for whatever reason.
But he said that's kind of the way that you can tell if they were killed by the cartel or if they actually died of natural causes.
Really?
Face down or face up most of the time. Because like he said, or like you said, there's a lot of times you'll fish a body out of the river and they've been there and you can't really tell what happened just by looking at them, without having to do an autopsy or anything.
Man.
I don't want to go down there.
No.
You don't have to go. Remember that time that body floated up?
Oh, here in Wichita?
Yeah. Out there at the falls.
Where?
Yeah, I was weed eating. I was working for the Parks and Recreation. This is a long time ago.
The waterfall in Wichita?
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is that smell? And I kept thinking, damn, what is it? And I just kept weed eating. Next thing you know, I thought it was a calf or a cow was floating. And it bumped up right next to where I was. I came all the way down the river and bumped up right where I was. And I was like, man, that's a body.
Oh, man.
So I run up there and they radioed it in, and the police showed up and everything. And there was some homeless guy that had tied a rope around him, and
that doesn't sound like he tied a rope around himself.
Right?
Does that make sense?
Right.
It's like shooting yourself in the head 2 times. And
Yeah,
being
exactly.
Clintonized.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie a rope around myself and jump in the water.
Yeah, they said the guy was a nut, but yeah.
There's a lot of speculation on this. I'd stepped out for a minute.
I'm gonna run the restroom.
Pacific's going to do some stuff with the November 18th, 19th, and 20th hunt.
Okay.
We're doing a Boss Steel Reserve goose hunt up here. So check out our social media and look it up on. It's going to be on IG here pretty quick. Pretty cool deal. Anyways, that speculation, that kid in Nashville that drowned. Mm-hmm. Yes. In Nashville, they said there was that boy had been. They thought maybe somebody threw him in the water. Now.
I don't
The kid kid left the bar, like Luke Bryan's bar or one of them big bars down there, and they threw him out because he was too drunk. And his friends watched him walk out the door, and he ended up dying in that. Is the Cumberland River that's right
there's
there?
all kinds of. His boots were off.
Yes.
On the bank. They found that. They found his ID and everything on the bank.
Yeah, it's just,
And he was like half naked or something.
yeah, it's just really weird.
He's not just gonna like fall in the water and his boots end up on the bank and shit. It's just.
So did he just go for a late night swim?
Well,
He's
wait a
too
minute.
drunk
Didn't they
and-
say that one
talked to a
homeless
cop.
guy that was pulling the wagon? Didn't they say he had his shirt on or something?
I didn't
Because it was
see-
a shirt that
I didn't
was
s-
very uncommon.
I didn't see that, but he talked to a police officer 30 minutes before he lost contact on his cell phone moving. He's just a drunk guy, but in fucking Nashville, there's drunk guys everywhere.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of speculation now that maybe something else happened. I don't think they're ever going to find out what happened.
Did you see the kid that lit himself on fire outside of the
watched
Trump
that.
trial?
No.
You hadn't seen that?
I mean, I knew he did. I don't want
Did
to
you
watch
read his
his manifesto.
his
I
manifesto?
didn't read his manifesto, but here's what doesn't make sense. They see him, they wheel him away. He still had all the hair on his head. If you're fully engulfed, your hair is the first
No,
thing.
his hair was all gone. I got the video. But the one I saw, his head was white. Like
I thought I saw
God
hair.
almighty, burn yourself to death.
that'd
Fuck
be the
that.
worst way. That is the one way I don't
I don't
want
wanna
to
go.
I don't want to burn to death.
One of the
Trapped
main,
in a car drowning or burning are the two things I don't want to.
Well, I know that if you're going to drown and you know you're going to drown, just inhale.
Yeah, but
Inhale
still
the water, you
but
pass
still
out.
got to fucking do it. That's tough. Because your fighting instinct is I can survive this no matter
Yeah.
what it's at.
But man, burning, setting yourself on fire.
Fuck that.
I saw somebody say, if this is the start of the revolution, like just count me out. I'm not. If
I'm
that's
not
what I got to
doing
do, then forget about
There's
it.
got to be other ways you could have got your point across.
Was it at NYU or was it at the Trump trial?
That was
No,
at
it's
the
a
Trump
trial.
Tower, wasn't it?
At the trial, it was at the trial. I think it was at the trial. I didn't watch it. I don't watch the news no more. I'm telling you right now.
I
don't.
watch Fox every now and then just to see what's going
Every
on.
morning. What do you mean every now and then?
Your wife's
Every
telling
now and
me.
then,
It wakes
in the
me
morning.
up miserable.
Yeah, I do. I will not watch. Me and Tony had this argument yesterday. I'm like, why do you listen? It's just poisoning your
Yes.
mind. He goes, what do you? I read what I want to read. I kind of put my spin on what I think's really going on because I don't trust them.
Right.
Both sides.
Right.
I don't trust Republicans. And I want to trust fucking Democrats. Actually, at least the Democrats are honest about screwing us around.
Yeah.
Republicans
They do
lie.
it blatantly.
Yes. Well, they passed a bill yesterday in the state of Massachusetts. Their state senate said only 2 people voted against it to give illegals stuff over veterans.
They're
Now-
already getting $1,000
Yeah,
more.
but the state of Massachusetts Congress agreed out of their budget to give illegal stuff and not include
That's
veterans in it.
crazy.
I mean, who are these people that fucking vote for these
That's
people?
crazy.
I mean, it just it wears me out that we have gone this fucking far.
Yeah.
And it all started with Big Mike and Obama. This is when all this shit started, this
Mm-hmm.
whole fucking deal. The Clintons were some non-trust. I don't trust them at all now.
No.
George W. Bush, I don't trust.
Right.
But all this really rampantly started with Barack Obama.
Yeah. You think he's still behind the scenes?
Oh fuck yeah!
I do
I
too.
think him and Big Mike are calling. I don't think it's Big Mike. I think it's him and Valerie Jarrett and all them. I think they're calling the shot. Somebody that's evil is up there.
Right.
All this shit going on with this anti-Jewish, all the Jews
Mm-hmm.
now, is all funded by George Soros, I think, and he's
Oh,
the
it
same
is.
one that funded the
That's what I told you this
Black Lives Matter
Yep.
and all that Antifa bullshit. This is their new Antifa. What I don't understand though is it's costing Biden votes, and they're wanting Biden to get reelected because these dumb kids, 18 to 25,
Right.
are pissed off at Biden. They don't realize with Donald Trump it'd be a whole lot worse. Except we wouldn't be in a war right now anywhere if
Right.
Trump was in office.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's crazy.
I'm trying to find it.
I still cannot understand why everybody hates Jews. I don't.
I don't get it.
There is no reason.
I-
What are you looking under?
I'm on Twitter right now. I see.
They
I
probably
can't,
pulled it.
no, here's a video, but you can't really. They're just extinguishing.
So you don't
him.
think he really burned his head or burned himself?
It's just a weird deal. If I can find the video where they put him on the stretcher.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even seen that one.
He's still on fire.
The one that I
Oh, this is that. Yeah, the guy that burned
Once
himself.
you engulf that stuff in your face, though, it don't matter. I mean, once you burn your lungs up
Well,
like
and
No,
your
that,
no,
breathing.
no. I know
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying it. Maybe this one. Let's see. Because they put him on the stretcher. It looked like he still had a full head of hair.
he's
See?
not. He's not as burned as bad as some people have been because their dad told me he went to a house fire one time where a guy burned and his guy picked his arms up like this and he said his
Yeah.
skin felt like
Oh, yeah.
angel wings. He says it's the saddest
The
thing.
flood and everything,
And the
yeah.
guy's like, please don't let me die. Please
But I
don't
mean,
let
it
me
looks
die.
like he's got his full head of hair when they lift him up. There's one where they wheel him out, and you can really tell.
The video I saw was when he have you seen the whole video?
Where he initially started it.
Yeah, I mean he doused himself with the gas or kerosene or whatever, and then he's laying on the ground burning. It's like they're filming from this angle that you see right there, and the top of his head is like on fire in white.
Right.
So
And then there was another thing that they were talking about, like how like they strapped him down and everything here after a while, and they're like, you don't.
damn, did he put his arms down or?
No, like you see him whenever.
Go back to that. Go back to that. Scroll down
You know
a bit.
he was hurting.
Scroll down. Look at the comment. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Are you sure it's him? His clothes are not burned, but he's not unconscious, and no burn treatments at the scene. Well, I don't understand what burn treatments you're going to give a guy that just burned
his
himself.
clothes are burned. You can tell he's naked, or
I'm
he
just
doesn't
saying-
have clothes on.
I'm reading what they said.
Right. I'll try to find the other video where they wheel him out. You can get a good look at him whenever he goes by. But I don't know. It's just
that's
I'm out. If that's the way that the revolution has to start, and that's what you got to do to be a part of change, then motherfucker, just keep things like they are, because I'm not setting myself
Yeah,
on fire.
no, I'm not either.
What's the biggest TikTok video you've had number wise downloads?
27 million.
27. How much made you make off that?
$77 for every million, or $77 for every million views.
So you made $1,500 off of that.
Probably around that at the time. Yeah.
27 million views, and you make $1,500.
Was that the one with Gizmo or what? With our dog. He was scaring our dog.
Yeah. So that's the average, $77 per million.
So you've got 27 million followers. When you put a new video up, how many downloads will you get? Of
No,
each
he
one?
has six.
I have 600, right around 600,000.
So will you get what 200,000 on every video you put up or more?
No, it's nowhere near that now.
No.
So they got you. Algorithms have got you down.
Yeah, it's
You can't.
Yeah, his hair. It's fucked up though.
But I mean, I figured it would be gone.
Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah, but he's burned from. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh well, 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he does still have his hair there.
yeah, but you know it singes. It'll also catch on fire sometimes. But wasn't the fire down here more?
He fucking put
His whole
gasoline
body.
on himself.
Yeah, he would.
So I don't know. I mean, and there might not be anything to it, but it's one of those weird things that doesn't make much sense in a fire.
Is that really a picture of him with Bill Clinton?
You can't tell. Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I don't.
Deep fake.
Did you see the AI guy where the black guy had an AI video of his boss being racial towards him?
I did see that.
No.
Yeah, made it up, and it was not true, but he had an AI do it to get the guy fired.
No way.
And now he's in trouble.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah.
That's like a woman that says a man raped her when she
Right.
don't. She should go to prison just like a man
Absolutely.
does.
Oh, what's E. Jean Carroll? What was it?
Yes,
Jean Carroll?
that's.
It's going to come around. That's going to come around and get her, I think.
She's 70-something years old. She don't even remember it. That's the most baseless.
Are you talking about with Trump?
Yeah, that is so what America's not about. You're supposed to, I've always told people, don't argue with the police officer. Get your ticket, go to court. You'll have your day in court.
Right.
Everything will come out, what's fair and what's right and wrong. And there are some cases where it doesn't happen that way, but that's the way it's supposed to set up. You know, the cop is not the jury. You know, that you have that right.
Right.
But this is not a fair deal at all.
Well, nothing that's going on with Trump right now is fair. They
No.
hit him with $9,000 worth of fines.
Today.
Yeah, for talking.
Yeah. He ought to get a fund up to people raise money and let him talk all day long and people just pay his deals.
Well, now he can't because the next time they'll put him in jail.
It's
he said.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so.
First time ever in history. This is ever
All
happened.
they're trying to do, they turn misdemeanors to felonies. They changed the laws where the statute of limitations didn't work on some stuff. They've done everything
Only
they
for
can
this.
just
Only for him.
this. Yeah, and and for them to say it's right is that it's all okay. And the biggest people, the people, it's our own fault.
Right.
We have let them do this to us, and we have done nothing about it. And that's what we have done. We've created this monster because we will not turn off ABC, NBC, and CBS and boycott them. I think you ought to boycott all them show channels,
Right.
and everybody that sponsors, and start with locals. If all the local people, could you imagine if everybody in Wichita
Right.
Falls that's local said, "I'm not doing it no more because this is bullshit." Eventually, that will change because you'll hit them in the pocketbook.
Yeah.
and that's
Well, I mean,
all it would take.
Like our locals in Wichita Falls, they're doing it.
There's
mean,
nobody sponsors them.
No, what I'm saying is that they're following right along in line with
Well,
the
that's
big
what
guys.
he's saying.
That's what
If
I'm
people
saying.
would stop.
It's horrible. I can't watch the local news anymore.
Let's say that a local place, I don't even know a local place in Wichita Falls no more that advertises. One of the car lots there, they advertise. And that guy comes to him and says, I'm not advertising no more with you. Well, what, the rates? No. I'm tired all the bullshit. I'm getting, my customers won't come here no more because I advertise with you.
Right.
Until y'all start telling things the way it is and being true journalists, we're done. And if enough people would do that, and then if people would quit going to Olive Garden and Red Lobster and say, hey, I'm not going there as long as you're advertising on ABC, NBC, and
Right.
CBS or United or whatever it is. You know, all I see on TV anymore is Dick Harden commercials. That's all you get right now. Fucking Viagra,
Right.
Cialis, all this shit.
Listen,
Or
if you live in Wichita
diabetes
Falls, you
stuff.
can't be boycotting restaurants. There ain't fucking shit there.
It's same old, same old.
It
all
is
the
terrible.
Time. Yeah.
When we go
Horrible.
to Abilene is a progressive town. Same
Abilene's
size.
got all
Really?
sorts of stuff.
Yeah, they got all kinds of new shit there. I go to Wichita. It's like, where you want to eat in Wichita? Fuck it.
You got Roadhouse, you got Olive
Ugh.
Garden, and you
Cheddars.
I don't like
Cheddars.
those.
Yeah.
Well, we eat at Cheddar's. Parkway Grill.
got Parkway Grill.
Yeah. Which
I like that
local.
pizza place
Or
that's
the
in the mall.
1,500 Mexican
Oh,
food
Chicago?
restaurants that I don't
Bricktown?
like. I don't like
Oh,
Mexican.
yeah.
I like Mexican food. Andy's not Mexican food either.
I
He's
don't
not a
like
Mexican
But
food.
Wichita Falls don't have good Mexican food nowhere. Casa Manana, the old one downtown, that's it. Like you can go to Abilene and there's a lot of mom and pop places.
Right.
Yeah.
I am not a franchise guy. I'm not eating at fucking Roadhouse if you paid me.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, if you gave me $1,000 to go to Roadhouse and have lunch, I would not go.
Yes, you would.
No,
You
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
eat at Roadhouse?
Fuck that shit. No. Fucking why? I can get bread and cinnamon butter anywhere else. That's all they
good,
got. Fucking steak sucks. Service sucks.
The steaks aren't bad.
They're not good.
Well, he likes
They're
his
not
well
bad.
done, though.
It's a hell of a
You
lot
like
better than
steak
Chili's
well
or
done?
Applebit. Yeah.
That's not fucking steak. That's beef jerky.
By the way, that's one of my top videos is on. It was on the news networks all across the country. As I sent my steak back like 3 times.
You wanted it burned?
Yeah, it was
cook
on. He put it on TikTok, and then it just started going off on
Yeah,
these
Yeah, I was
little-
like, look at this idiot with an
Yeah.
Android that eats
What
his
were
steak
people?
well
What were
done.
people? What were the comments
Well,
saying?
'cause-
Were they on your
well,
side or
There's
not?
millions.
No, they were against
It's
him.
95% are like, no, dude, you're
Well,
not
he
from
started
Texas.
off, if you're from Texas, you like your steak well done.
That's how I always do it. There
And
you
so
go.
then they're like, oh,
Clickbait.
you're not from Texas. You go back up
Oh,
north. Yeah.
You knew to piss them
It's
off.
like
Yeah.
chili don't have fucking beans either. I saw
Yes,
that
it
one.
does.
No, it does not. In Yankee chili does. I like beans in chili. It don't bother me, but
Right.
real chili does not have beans.
I put corn now.
Competition chili
No.
doesn't have beans.
What else
but
did
chili
you put
has
in it?
beans.
Bananas or something? What else did you have?
Has peas and corn.
Yeah, corn.
You were
I
doing that
put
just
corn
to
in my
piss
chili
people
the other
off.
day, and it was good.
Corn wouldn't bother me.
It's really good.
But fucking
You knew what you were
Carrots.
doing.
Yeah. Oh, he was baiting it.
You
Lima
knew what
beans.
you were
And
doing.
it flew. I mean,
as
everybody.
soon as I saw that real men have chili in their beans in Texas, I thought, oh fuck, here
yeah,
we go.
Yeah. Or he'll drink his White Claw, which he doesn't mind them, but he doesn't
I like
drink
White
White
Claws.
Claw.
I don't. I
But you
like
don't
White Claw.
drink them.
I drink them.
No, you
Leslie,
don't.
don't try to save his manhood here.
Yeah,
He's a
no.
White Claw, bean and chilies, steak well done.
Yeah.
You're from Oklahoma.
No,
That's right. He's from New York.
you watch your mouth.
So, anyways, no, I'm not a Texas Roadhouse fan at all.
And everybody was against you in the comments.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's 99%. Like, dude, for real.
Have you ever had like a threat or anything with any of your videos? Has anything like,
No, I-
ever pissed people off to that extent?
Maybe not a threat, but he does have people say some pretty bad stuff, and he'll delete it, or I'll
Really?
I
delete
pretty
it.
much, if I even say, I used to 2-3 years ago, I'd go through and I'd read them and
Yeah.
see like, hey man, what's this all about? Now I pretty much I get so many that I can't keep up, and if I responded to everything, then
Or if
yeah.
they say something mean about me,
now, if they
he'll
ever
go
say
ahead.
anything mean about her, I just delete them and
Right.
block people.
I post and ghost, and that's been the best thing for my mental health. I post it, and I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
might
that's
check
pretty much what I do.
Like if I see my phone's like getting a lot of traction, like sometimes I'll see just how many views it got, but like I never get into the
You don't go
comments.
sit there and read. yeah.
Never. I did for a while, and like I've talked about this before on the podcast. Like the worst days in my life are when I spend a lot of time like posting to social media.
Right.
It's just it's a drain, and then for a long time, like I was really attached to the results I would get. And like you would have one video, like we had one video that did 5 million views, and then like the next one did 500.
Right.
Like how it's a colossal failure whenever you have a video that's got 5. So
It's
it's
all
like,
about that FYP.
and then now I'm just like, I don't even look.
Do you have an iPhone or?
Yeah, I got an iPhone.
Well, yeah, everybody's got an iPhone except for you.
Why?
I have Android.
That's because of him. Otherwise, you'd have an iPhone.
No,
wouldn't you?
I like my Android.
I mean, you're-
Do you like the green bubble?
I like the back button.
What's the back button?
We have back buttons. Y'all
There's not
don't.
even a back button on
Which
an
one's
iPhone.
broken?
I think
You
mine
just have this back button. You go.
Yeah.
You hit a back button.
Yeah, Jeff.
No, don't put my. No, I knew
There's
you
a
were going
back-
to do
there's a
that. I
back
knew you
button.
were going to do that.
Let me see that again, though.
No.
What was
that
He
you?
needs to change his wallpaper.
what was this?
A lingerie pic of you?
Yeah.
good for him.
I did a little photo shoot for him.
I bet
Boudoir.
Boudoir.
Yeah. All your coworkers love him.
Oh man, they dig it.
Yeah, because he showed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guy that worked here. He used to show us all his pictures of his girlfriend all the time
Really?
too. Yeah.
It's a new age thing.
I mean, I don't care if I'm dressed, but
Right,
yeah, I don't want to.
yeah.
They like the ones where you weren't.
Yeah, you don't show those.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't send those.
I got the whole lineup in my phone.
But no, that's one thing. Like on TikTok, I hate is a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, she's only with him because of his money."
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have been together for 32 years.
Like, seriously,
We were broke.
Broke asses.
We're
Really?
16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Borrowing money from her parents all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
You borrowed money from your in-laws?
I did.
Well, she would.
You'd send her to do it?
I mean, I think I went with her one time.
Yeah.
What-
When we were
what'd they say?
kids.
Did
They had
Every
money.
time.
They didn't care.
They did it every time.
Really? Did they ever pull you aside and like, listen?
You
no,
can do,
they.
you can
my
do
mom
better.
adored him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was her
So
favorite.
you
Yeah.
never got the listen. You're an attractive lady. You can
No.
do way better.
No.
Never?
No.
Good.
She adored him, and he takes such good care of my dad now. My mom's been gone almost 20 years, and so he bought my dad a truck and takes good. I mean, he supplies him with candy and all the stuff.
He's diabetic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always, you're trying to kill me, but no, I mean,
needs to
he's
go.
good
It's
to
time
my,
to go.
It's time to go.
he was good to my parents. Very good. And she adored him.
How old are your parents?
My dad's 74.
Is he?
Yeah, my mom passed when
He's
she was
fought
61.
everything there is to fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Lung cancer, skin cancer,
Diabetes,
COPD,
heart attack, yeah.
heart attack. I mean,
When you get over 70, nothing gets better.
No.
I don't give a shit who it is.
No.
There ain't nobody 70 years old at 73 is better than they are at 70.
Right.
It starts going downhill fast.
Oh, yeah. He's ready to be, move on.
Yeah.
and on top of losing your wife, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And
That-
then losing my mom.
That's a tough deal.
Yeah. He was 54 and she was 61.
That's
He
not
had
something-
just retired. Couldn't even retire together.
Yeah.
Your father-in-law had just retired, or your
Yeah, he
mother-in-law?
retired at 52 from Southwestern Bell, and then
30
she died at
something years with
54.
Southwestern Bell.
Yeah.
That's a tough deal, boy, right there. People bust their ass to retire, to die.
Yeah.
They don't ever do nothing. I've got so many friends of mine that do that. I got to work 3 more years I can afford, then they die.
Yeah.
But go live. Go do some stuff. You ain't taking that shit with you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
agree.
it's not that you're going to live to do this. It's like, is your body going to be able to do the trip that you want
Right.
to do?
Would you get to enjoy it really?
Can you go scuba diving at
Right.
75 if that's
Shit,
your first
I can't
time?
go scuba diving today.
Well, you wouldn't anyway. You're chicken.
I'm not getting in the water.
No.
Y'all get in the water?
He's scared of the
You eat
water.
beans with chili. It's,
I am not kidding.
Yeah.
They don't-
We
listen.
was snorkeling off of Cozumel a couple of years ago, and we went to it. The water was like 10, 15 foot deep, and you couldn't see. It was
wouldn't do it.
2,000 foot deep.
No.
Now let me tell you something. You get the heebie-jeebies in there
I was ready to be done.
because you can't.
They call it the wall. So like you're scuba diving and you can see the bottom, and then like you get to the edge of that table and it is just the blue abyss right there. And maybe TMI here, but my wife was on her monthly
Oh God
visit.
Almighty!
So-
Sharks can smell that stuff.
That's what I was thinking. I
Yeah.
told her, listen, you don't snorkel next to me.
Go way over there.
You're not. Listen, we've got 2 kids at home. One of us has to go back and
Right.
raise them.
You know, dolphins get turned on by that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
How do you know this?
TikTok.
I am very knowledgeable
We
person.
didn't see Flipper.
She might have left me for him.
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, if it's over my waist,
Yeah.
I'm not getting in.
I had an old client of mine with his wife, and they were scuba diving off of the coast of Cozumel 25 years ago. And they did a night dive. They were scuba diving at night, and all of a
Hell
sudden,
no.
all of a sudden, the light went by real quick. They all got back up to the boat. They've never seen his wife again. Don't know what happened to her. Something grabbed her, took her under.
Are you being for
Something-
real?
Swear, true story. Really good dude.
Did y'all see that where that boy jumped off
What
that
would the light
boat
be,
in
I
Jamaica?
wonder?
The shark, something grabbed his wife, and they never,
Oh,
they
and they just
never.
saw.
The light went real quick, went by. So he saw it, didn't know what it was, or it was a big
Oh,
group of
her
them.
light.
Her
Okay,
light.
I got you. I
Because
got
they
you.
were night diving.
They were night diving. They had a light
Okay.
on them, and all of a sudden that light went
Oh, okay, her light.
and
Yeah.
they never
I
have.
thought something passed by.
No,
No,
they
no,
came
no.
back up. Never have seen her ever
Oh my
again.
gosh.
Search and rescue, blah blah blah. You never ever.
That's pitiful.
That's
Found out
kind of
where it
like
was.
that boy that jumped off that barge that they were on spring break. or
Did they
something.
ever find that kid?
No.
Yeah, they're not.
You can
going
tell
to.
that was a shark.
His dad's. Oh, okay, that one. There's
that
also
video.
there's also another one too where a guy jumped off the other day off of some
Off
ship,
the cruise
and his
ship.
dad's like, oh, he's a lifeguard. He'll be fine out
Jumped
there.
out the damn window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were having like an argument or something, right?
I'm gonna show you, bitch. I'm gonna jump out this
and that's
window.
basically, I think, what he pretty much said. And he jumped out.
I bet halfway before he hit that water, he was rethinking that
Oh,
whole deal.
you know it.
You're like,
I
man,
didn't know. I fucked up.
Or as soon as you hit that water, you think, man, there's shit in here that.
And I wonder how many people are drinking when they do something stupid like that.
All of them.
Yeah, because you can drink at whatever age, can't you, on international waters?
I've never been on a cruise, and I have no intention
Oh,
of
yeah.
wanting to go
I've been
on one.
once.
It just does not.
And it was fun.
So you do a lot of flying.
Yeah, we travel a lot.
So you see that curvature.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about that shit.
Thank you.
So you're a flat earther.
I'm not a flat earther. I'm just saying it's not round.
Well, what shape do you think it is?
I'm gonna say like a deflated beach ball or something. Just something there.
Deflated. What do you mean deflated?
Oblong kind of.
So it's spherical,
I'm gonna say something like this.
Like this right here. Kind of like that? Roughly?
like a prism.
Like the bottom one. Bottom kind of left. Right there.
This one?
Yeah.
So here's an interesting thing. Thank you, TikTok, thank you for bringing this up. The core of the earth, what is it?
Magma.
Lava. Hot lava is what they tell you. Mm-hmm. The deeper you go into the water, the closer you get to the center of the earth. Is the water boiling hot down there?
No,
What?
it's colder.
What are you talking about?
The deeper you get, the colder.
How deep? How thick do you think the earth is?
I have no clue.
2,800 miles.
if you
How
How about
far?
that?
How far?
2,800 miles. I think, in
2,800 miles. So
diameter.
yeah, you're not nowhere
But we're
close to the
sitting
magma.
on a bed of lava, and it gets colder the deeper you go down. Not hotter.
Well, yeah, I see what he's saying. How deep is the deepest part of the ocean?
Mariana's
13,000
Trench.
feet.
13,000 feet.
30,000 feet.
Go 13,000 feet from where you're at right now.
How far? How deep did you? How
Like
wide?
we-
280,000 feet is what you said.
200, the earth.
The Earth.
How wide?
Did you say it's
Or-
280?
2,800 in diameter.
Is how far? I'm not questioning.
No,
I'm
that's not
asking
right.
you.
Miles. 2,800 miles, right?
2,800 miles is a lot.
You have to look it up.
30,000 feet is
I
nowhere
may be
close to.
way off.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all do your drilling.
Yeah.
How deep do y'all drill? 50,000, 30,000, 10,000?
No, to the TVD is usually around 9,000, 10,000. Then we'll go out to about 23,000, 24,000.
So straight down 23 or 24 or
No,
down?
straight down
10,000
8 or
and
9,
then go
10,000 and then go off and then just goes
Okay.
like this. Most people think it's straight down and then over, but it
Horizontal.
actually goes down and it goes like this.
To
Okay.
the center of the earth is 4,000 miles. Smidge under.
So 8,000.
Okay, 4,000 miles to the center of the earth.
roughly.
So you're 30,000 foot deep is not even close to the magma. I'm sure there's all kinds of insulation and barriers there.
but still, it's fucking magma, Jeff. It's hot. It's a ball of
Yeah.
fucking lava.
So your
So
your ocean's 13,000 feet deep, right?
30, maybe the
30.
Mariana Trench might be 30,000 feet. I
But
can't
when,
remember.
when we drilled to 9,000 feet, it's over 300 degrees. What's boiling?
To 12.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
so what's the point
But the
here?
ocean's 13,000 feet. Why is it not boiling at the bottom of
At
the
the
ocean?
bottom of the ocean when you're right
because
when
that's
you're
the Earth's crust where the bottom of the ocean is.
okay. But what he's saying is you drill oil that's not as deep as the deepest part of the ocean.
You're
and it's-
drilling from the crust. You're not drilling from the crust of that
Where's
ocean.
the fucking ocean on? The ocean's not on the crust.
So that would mean
Yes.
that the
So
Yes,
you're telling
the
me
Earth
you're
is-
telling me that it can't penetrate the Earth's crust? There's plenty of times I walk out on a hot summer day, my fucking feet burn, Jeff.
Oh my God! Listen,
Did you know that any commercial airline pilot will tell you if you take off in a straight line, you're going to run into an ice wall?
no, I've never met one that said
If you
that.
ever get in a plane and drive in a straight line without stopping, you're going to run into an ice wall.
Who's told you that?
Read it. Pull
Read it
up.
where?
Read it right now. Pull it up.
Somebody like you that puts beans in his chilies coming
No.
up with this shit. There is.
That's facts.
First of all, you guys have got to stay off the fucking whatever y'all are on. Okay. The water in the ocean sets on the Earth's crust. The same as Knox City, Texas is the Earth's crust behind us.
Yeah, but the
It
Earth's crust
changes.
is up here and down here.
It changes, yes. There's
So you're
mountains.
saying you can go
Of elevation.
you can go 9,000 feet here and it's going to be boiling hot, but you can go 13,000 feet over here and it's not.
You're 13,000 feet under the crust. Have you ever been to Pikes Peak?
So what you're saying is it's not a perfect circle under there.
No, the Earth is not a perfect circle rounded off like this. No.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
but it's all the way
It's not
around
round.
like that.
Well, you got mountains, you got
Yes.
different elevations.
You
so
understand
he's saying,
where I'm coming
I
from.
see what you're
Okay,
saying.
thank you.
You probably think we walked on the moon too, don't you?
No, that one right there. You probably don't have me on there. That's,
Oh, you will never in anybody's
You got to
life
say
convince
100%,
me.
Jeff, that you know
You would
we
never
didn't.
convince me we walked on the moon ever.
It was all a political political
Yes.
scam.
We had to beat
Yes.
Russia.
We had to beat Russia. That's all it was.
So you believe that we didn't?
yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I would. I'm not 100% sure because I was not there, but I would say, given the little bit that I know about how we were in a space race, I would say it was all for a win.
I'm
for the United
90%
States.
we did not walk on the moon. I'm going to use that 10% out there because we got like technology from them, but I don't.
Why haven't we been back? That's the thing. Like now, all of a sudden, the technology's
Yeah.
not there.
If you,
You can't.
pull up the
There's
little
no
satellites.
space thing,
There's no spaceships.
it's foil.
There's no satellites.
There's no.
Huh?
There's not.
What the fuck you mean you ain't got no
Everything
satellites?
that, like our cell phones.
What do you
everything
watch
is
TV on?
Everything. It's all from balloons. Huh? Those satellites are actually on balloons. They're not in space.
I don't know.
It's interesting. So, how does this Starlink work? My satellite deal works here.
It's working off of a like a satellite, but it's being carried by a balloon. That balloon that everybody is so worried about that China sent over. It's not China's. It's just one of our satellites.
Came
So,
crashing down.
explain to me Sputnik and how that worked. Yeah, that was the first satellite the Russians put up, and people used to watch it, and you could see it go by like a star.
If it's in space, you can't see it
Well, why not?
because it's too far.
Can you see the stars?
You can't even get through that third layer.
You can see the stars.
Well, I mean, they're lit up.
How do
And
you-
really and truly, that's all a hologram. The moon's a hologram.
We're done.
No, no,
And
I wanna hear all
the
this shit
stars
later.
is a hologram.
Yeah.
And so you're telling me the moon is spinning at a so precise that we only see one side of it at all times.
Did you see the eclipse the other day?
Jeff, you're smarter than this, man.
Did you see the eclipse the other
I
day?
did see it.
Explain that then if the Earth's flat.
It's cloud.
It's a cloud. Shit. God. So you actually do think the Earth's round. You're just trying to be a smartass.
No, I don't believe the Earth's round. At
You
all.
don't believe that?
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, but
Then
I think
you
a lot
don't
of
believe the Earth is round.
I think there's a whole lot of things in the Bible that's been misinterpreted in translation, such as, and I've talked about this before, I cannot get on board with all the Noah's Ark stuff. I believe there was Noah. I believe there was an ark. I believe there was a big rain. I don't believe we had 2 by 2 of every animal on that ark. Not happening. Polar bear would have ate every fucking thing in there.
They kept the polar bears and the other bears and alligators that eat everything else away. And besides that, who's running the show?
Moses,
God's running
or
the show.
Noah.
He's going to make
Noah.
sure that they don't eat
Well,
each other.
I'm
Hibernation.
hibernation. Go ahead, Leslie. I want your take on this. Yeah, I want your
I'm
take.
not
Don't
getting
even
into
ask
it.
her.
I'm not getting into it.
Why?
You just don't.
Y'all argue about this?
Yes.
So do you believe the Noah's Ark story, the whole thing, correct? Like it just happened the way they said?
No.
See, I don't either. I have a hard time because of reality. I understand God. I believe we parted the Red Sea. There's a lot of
You're
things in the
talking
Bible I
about
believe.
somebody, the supreme being that made us, the earth, the atmosphere, the sun, everything out there, and he can't build a boat
Okay.
to hold
He
a
didn't
boat.
build
Why
the
would
boat.
he need
Noah
a boat?
did.
Why didn't
Well, I
God
mean,
just
yeah,
say
he-
we're not going to flood you?
Yes,
There was a reason for the flood.
to cleanse the earth.
Yeah.
But the Noah thing is, I have a hard time with reality. I believe the concept, and I believe that in translation, I think it's been changed. And I think that's with a lot of things. There's a lot of things we can't. So explain
yeah.
to me
There's a lot.
the pyramids.
We talk
Man,
about this
I'm
often.
telling you, that was giants. We used to have giant people.
Where'd they get the fucking stones from?
Those things were brought in from thousands of miles away.
I understand.
That's
But
what I'm
to a
telling you. They
giant,
had
it's not that-
giants.
it's not that big.
That's not that far
Like
for a
Giants,
giant.
what happened to the Giants? If they're smart enough to build something
They died off.
that you could not build at Texas A&M with the brightest minds in the world to that precision and do that good with today's modern technology, how
The
fuck-
pyramids can't be built today.
They were smarter back then.
They had giants. So what took 2,000 men only took like 20 giants. It's a lot easier.
What do you think?
It's like picking up a heavy
I'm
air
really on the
conditioner.
pyramids.
curious.
I think it's got to do with aliens, but he don't believe in aliens because there's this.
He sort of actually
Well,
does.
There's
Said-
aliens in
You-
Antarctica.
You told me you don't believe in that shit that you said a minute ago. There's no aliens. There's no spaceships.
no,
there's
I never said aliens. There's aliens. We're
You
not
said space-
naive
you
enough to
said-
believe that
you
we're
s-
the only living things in the entire universe.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that one, but you said there's no spaceships a minute ago.
There's no.
Well, how the fuck the alien get here? He just
Spaceships.
jump down here?
Oh, they're far more advanced than we are.
So they're just jumping around in jetpacks. Huh?
Yeah,
They left us.
My
yeah.
what
They're
it was.
looking at us laughing.
my thoughts on the pyramids is it has something to do with alien technology. It has to be. We had a huge technology loss even from the Roman times. I mean, they had aqueducts and plumbing. They could take the Colosseum and they could fill it with water, and they had these battleships they would fight in there and do mock pirate fights.
Really?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you come over to the United States and the Indians are dragging fucking people around on a papoose because they hadn't even invented a wheel. So there's something that happened, and I don't know I don't know the answer. I don't think we'll ever know that answer. Yeah. I saw a picture the other day of the Chichen Itza, the whatever it is in the Mayans, the ruins in Mayans, and I saw a picture of them from like 1940, and it was just the top layer was all. It was all built down below, and it had filled in with dirt and sod and soil over all the years. Those big ass pyramid, and they were complete. There was nothing left of them, and then they dug them down, and it just what happened to that? That's a whole there. I think there's more to the Mayan calendar than we give credit for. And I'm like you. I think
everything is still based on the Mayan calendar.
We're pretty naive to think that we're the only people. I believe that also, but I believe the Earth is round. I believe that we have the technology to go to space to the moon. I believe in the International Space Station. I believe. But there's just some things we can't answer.
Yeah.
And I'm just.
Have y'all seen the pictures of like the giants that are like mountains laying down and that kind of stuff? Have y'all seen that?
Pull up the picture of that of the spaceship that came back to Earth, like the one that's in the background. They're taking pictures of them walking around on the moon.
The Apollo 5 or whatever.
Pull up a picture of that thing and look at it.
Apollo 5?
And you tell me that thing went 22,000 miles per hour to re-enter our Earth's atmosphere.
I've been to it, if it's the one at NASA at Houston.
I've seen it as well.
And I thought, boy, you got to be a little skinny bastard to be in that son of a bitch for 22 days or however long.
Is it the foil thing?
It looks exactly like tin foil and cardboard boxes painted.
Apollo 5?
I don't think it was.
Apollo 11, maybe? Apollo 3?
It's just whatever the space.
Whatever Ron Howard directed.
Whichever one went on.
Yeah.
Went to the moon?
Yeah, the one they landed on the moon with.
Okay. So Nikola Tesla, he went to the pyramids because he thought that he could figure out the endless energy. That's where he went to study to try to get unlimited amounts of energy. So one of the brightest minds went to the pyramids for some answers. I don't know if you ever found it.
Oh, he never.
Hey, did we ever find out what this big gigantic wave thing was coming out of Antarctica?
Out of Antarctica? Yeah, I saw that. Did you see that, John?
There's number 2 coming through now.
No, but I'm gonna with you. We're gonna go back to Antarctica. We touched on them and go.
Do you know you can't go to Antarctica?
Yes, we had a guy on the podcast that works in Antarctica about a year ago or something. He works down there in the program, and I asked him about the blue ice. I couldn't get any answers out of him, but who knows what's conspiracy theory and what's true?
Right.
There's something about Antarctica where no government is allowed to be there to claim it. I listened to a podcast and I watched a YouTube video about Captain Bird, and it's probably what you're talking about, where the plane was flying and it got stuck in a tractor beam and it sucked him in there and they landed. And this big, good-looking, blonde-headed, Thor-looking guy come out and talked to him, and he was of the people there, and he told him to go back and tell the people here that if they don't get their shit straight and they keep fucking around with all this nuclear energy, we're going to start taking into account. We're going to do some things to stop it, because that's not something that y'all need to be playing with down there. Don't know how true any of this shit is. But I listened to the actual video of a guy or a voice, and it was pretty interesting. But Andy had a real interesting point. How many people have died, our soldiers, at nuclear power plants from head injuries? It's like a ton of people. Mysteriously, they don't know.
Really?
But they don't. I don't understand what it is with the nuclear energy and why they don't want it. And that's just more conspiracy shit. But there's obviously
nuclear.
That one?
No, the one that's on. Not that one right there.
That one over there on the
bottom
left.
left-hand corner. Pull that up.
Oh, picture from the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is 11.
Yeah. Tell me how that thing went. 22,000 miles per hour.
It does look like tinfoil, right?
Yeah, it's like foil and
boxes.
Now, that's the lunar capsule, right? And that took back up, and when it got off, they shot the actual capsule back, right?
That capsule isn't going to fit in there.
No.
No.
I don't know. Is that actually what he got out of?
That's what they showed him bouncing out of.
That thing right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very aerodynamic.
Yeah, it's not going to. How many years did it take for the, SR-22 Blackbird? The years and years and years and years just for, Mach 7? And the millions and millions of dollars. I know, but that's what I'm saying. And they still couldn't get it right. But they got this right? No.
Okay. The proof would be if that buggy's still on the moon. Because they didn't bring that some bitch back.
Well, they say you can see the flag. Why couldn't you see that buggy 20 feet from the flag? You'd be able to see that before you could see the flag.
I'm not disagreeing with you. See, right now we're doing this Michelle and Jeff thing where me and you are agreeing on the same stuff, but we're going at it from different angles.
Right, yeah.
I agree with you on 99% of what you said. The chili and the beans and some other bullshit, no. But
That's the important
yeah,
stuff.
but
not going to tell me beans don't go in chili.
no.
He said he likes
I
them
like
in
beans,
it.
but it's not real chili. But I don't mind beans.
Competition chili
I'm not a competition
does not
chili
have
eater.
beans.
I'm an eater. So, I
you like beans in your chili.
Well, I can have it either way, but it's just not real
Try
chili.
corn next time.
I like corn too. So that wouldn't bother me,
to be
especially
sweet
corn.
corn.
Yeah,
Yep.
fresh sweet corn in there and some cheese. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got no problem with that. Back to this moon thing. So you don't think we've ever been to the moon?
Mm-mm.
I can probably go with you on that one. And I'm gonna tell you what the biggest factor with me on this was. I've always, the more you get into it and you read into it, you think more about it. But it comes down to Wizard White. And I bet you don't even have a clue what that is. Wizard White was a fictional character in a James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever or something, and they go to Las Vegas and they go into this big freaking. It's a movie, and it's a movie set. And guess what?
Elizabeth. What is her name?
You're
go
thinking
ahead.
of perfume.
But what are Elizabeth Taylor
Diamonds
wasn't in
are
that.
forever.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfume. I think that the hot redheaded chick that dated Elvis was in it too, and I can't remember her name. Anyways. When you watch that movie, they go in a movie studio, fake movie studio, and guess what? They're running out there in lunar vehicles doing some shit. And I think that's Hollywood's way of making fun of the
poking.
U.S. government, just poking the bear at it.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, I just saw this a couple of years ago, and I thought, motherfucker, them
Yeah.
bitches. I'd seen that show, and it never dawned on me.
Wasn't it Stanley Kubrick, the guy that they
Yes.
think directed this?
Yes.
And like they say if you watch The Shining, he leaves clues in The Shining because the boy's wearing like a NASA shirt and all these other things, or I think it was Apollo 11. Like he leaves little bitty hidden clues in The Shining.
Have you seen The Shining?
I didn't
Really?
I didn't watch it that close.
I know you've seen it. You've never seen The Shining?
Fuck, I don't like shows like that shit. I don't like anything
Oh,
fucking
he
creepy.
loves
The
scary
creepy
stuff.
shit, I'm gonna watch.
The
Now,
stuff that can really happen
I
are the
can-
ones that get to me.
Yeah.
Like The Conjuring.
Look, I won't. You can't.
That can't really happen. I
Bullshit.
don't understand that.
Bullshit. Our house is haunted now, I
So
think.
somebody can walk backwards with their neck broken.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about doors and people
Evil
touching me while I'm taking a
spirits.
piss and shit like that.
which that did happen.
Somebody touched you? Or
Man, I am not playing.
Something?
You paid that guy $50 to hold that for you. That's not touching it.
That was at a truck stop. This was at home.
When we
Taking
lived
a-
in San Antonio.
Yeah, we lived in a haunted house.
Taking a leak and something.
I
I go
never
on a-
had anything happen, but I don't believe in that stuff.
See,
Oh, we weren't in bed and heard the kids come in
yeah,
one
we
night.
did do that. Okay, yeah.
I had.
What was that? Hold on, tell that story.
So we had a 2-story house.
Yeah.
The first thing, he was in the bathroom upstairs in our master, and he felt like somebody rub his back. And
Like
he
I
just,
felt a hand on my back.
and our
like, rubbed
kids
me.
were little, and
Yeah.
so he was like, "Oh, hey," he thought it was our
thought
son
it
or
was my kid.
something. And when he turned around, nobody was there, and I'm in the kitchen
Will it
downstairs.
make your hair stand up?
Well, we have like a landing, like our stairs went like this,
They
and then
went
a
down.
landing, and then he jumped from the top all the way to the bottom without ever even touching a stair. He was so scared.
My hair. I mean, it was
He was scared. But then we were upstairs.
something touched me.
yeah.
We were in bed upstairs, and our daughter's room was like, down the hall upstairs, and that was it. It was all wood floor. And we're laying there, and you could always hear them coming to our room.
There were wood floors.
Yeah.
So we hear this thumping, and we hear both of them coming, and so we're thinking they're about to crawl in bed. Nothing happens. Kids never show up. We get up. We go in the room. They're both sound asleep. But I mean, it was
that's weird.
clear footsteps coming to our room, and they were sound
My
asleep.
sister, I think my sister left that time because she's like, there's
Yeah.
something in that hallway.
Yeah, she was like, "There's something in that corner right there."
We had an experience at our house. We had some dealings with this shit with our youngest son. A lot of problems like this shit. Things seeing his friends see stuff, hurting us. I mean, it wasn't just him. It was him and his buddies. I mean, he was fucking creepy. And he used to tell me he'd have noises and shit. So he comes home one day, or we're somewhere, and he's like, "You need to come home right now, Dad." I mean, it was like, he's
He
like
got
12 years old.
freaked out.
Come home now, right now. Something's in this house. Come home. I get home, and it's Payne. 3 of his buddies are on the front porch. They won't even come in the fucking house. So they all go home. He and Payne come in. He's telling me all about this stuff. I'm like, "Payne, listen." And this is an honest to God, I swear on my life type deal. I swear on my grandkids' life. This is
Right.
exactly what happened. I'm sitting in my chair and I'm talking to him like I'm talking to you right now. I said, "Payne, I'm telling you right now, it's all an imagination. They ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's nothing here. You can't prove that, Dad." I said, "I can prove it." And I said, "I'm going to you right now." I said, "If there's something else in here, make a freaking noise so we'll know you're there."
Right.
Ooh, this noise next to me. And I'm telling you right now, my fucking hair stood up. My fucking, you can see the goosebumps. I got it scared the shit out of me. He goes, "You explain that." I said, "I fucking can't."
You're right, son.
And,
yeah.
but I did. I said, "You make a noise right now." This noise. right next to me. I'm telling you, fucking creeped
Don't
me out.
move?
I called a goddamn preacher. I had a
Really?
preacher come into our house. I had 2 of them come into our preacher. As the boys got older and stuff, it went away. We hadn't had a problem. I'm sure now we will have it today. But I saw something one time.
Oh, where you're at now?
Yeah.
Same house.
Yeah, I would done move.
I saw that's what they wanted us to move, and I'm not moving. But we don't have no problems now.
Right.
But we went through that, and I had my preacher come in. It was an ongoing deal for a couple of years. But they're not going to hurt you, so it doesn't bother me.
Right.
But I was in bed one time. I was sick, and I wasn't at the lodge, and I stayed home, and I was sleeping about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. I heard a noise, and I looked at the bed, and there's a big old fucking German Shepherd dog, big mean looking son of a bitch, in our doorway. We don't have a big German Shepherd.
That's
mean dog.
weird.
And I was like, you kind of shake your head and look, and you look again, and that motherfucker just faded away and was gone.
Oh.
And I thought, I'm fucking crazy. So I'm not going to tell nobody this story. I'm not going to say a fucking word. I told my wife about it. About a week later, Michelle calls me, and I could tell something weird was going on. I go, what's going on? She goes, I turned around the hallway, and she goes, something come running at me, and it was just gone, like a dog running at me.
That's crazy.
Like a week or 2 later. Then we've never ever,
That's weird.
but just weird shit.
Did y'all
Everybody's
look
listening to
up
this.
the
think we're
history,
nuts.
the back history of that house or anything?
I'm not so sure someone didn't die in my house during the tornado in 52 or 54, but I don't know for sure.
Maybe the
Because I
dog.
asked, something happened, but since then, and the preacher's come, we've never had a problem.
The preacher said, because this was about the time that I was going off to college, and I might already been in college. So my middle brother, he was getting ready to leave, and the preacher said a lot of times things will kind of ramp up whenever your house is going through like a big like change. Like it can kind of,
like the kids are moving out.
kids are moving
and
out,
stuff.
like
Renovation.
These things, yeah, renovations. A lot of times, like it just kind of upsets the
Disturbs it.
equilibrium in the house. So he said, a lot of times, like it's not uncommon, like a big life event happens and things just start coming out that the equilibrium was there, and now all of a sudden it's not. And
My dad's here. He died, and this was his favorite place in the world. And in the pantry, there'll be noises and shit.
Really?
Shows in there. This hunting season, one of the ladies were, and all of a sudden some cans just fell off the shelves. It's like, well, Ron's in there.
Letting you know, yeah.
Just, and I'll see like I'll be in my office.
something happened in the
sometimes.
bathroom not long ago, right?
Yeah, and a shadow come by, and you just
You feel
Well, no, somebody was.
something.
I think somebody was using the bathroom, taking a shit or something, and they heard a knock. It was one of the guides. I think it was Happy.
I heard a knock on the door.
Heard a knock on the door and like came out, and there was nobody. Like he was washing his hands, so like he didn't
Right.
spend 10 minutes finishing. Like he was washing his hands, and like I'll be out in a minute. Came out a couple seconds later, and like lights were turned off. Nobody was in the
Crazy.
lodge.
Probably
Well-
my dad, but it's my dad. But
Right.
but
That doesn't bother you.
no, not at
Yeah.
all. And even my house stuff didn't really bother me because
Right.
they're not going to hurt you. They might make you hurt yourself.
Right.
But so,
How do you know?
well, I've never had
They
anyone
hurt
bothered me.
people
well,
in the
he's
movies?
lived there. It's a movie.
It's a movie. I don't, but I won't
But they're
watch.
based on true events.
I won't watch shit like that. My wife's into all this creepy, weird shit. Like we
Right.
went to the Lizzie Borden house in Connecticut when we were up there, or Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island, or wherever it is up there. Then we went to the Amityville Horror House.
Oh,
we
that
had to
would
go
be-
see that shit. Fuck that shit. You're just asking
That
for
was
weird
real.
shit.
Right.
Yeah, it was real, but it wasn't real. Someone really murdered a whole family in there. I don't think the house really bled out of the walls. I think that was
Well, we don't
Hollywood.
know that. We weren't there.
That was the second people that moved into the house. It wasn't.
You
DeFeo.
really
I think
think
it was
it bled out?
DeFeo.
Nothing is impossible.
You think a house bleeds?
I'm not saying it did or didn't. I'm just saying
Eric.
That was their. That
if
was that
somebody
was,
saw it,
That was their.
like you saw the dog, somebody saw the blood in the walls.
I just think it would be a little easier to see that.
Our son saw his granny one
Yeah.
time.
So when my mom passed in 2004, he was 2 years old. And she was always in the kitchen. So he was 2. He didn't know she had died. He didn't know anything about it. And it's about 2 weeks after she died. My dad and I are sitting in the recliners.
It's like recliners, like you and I with the TV, and
Yeah.
the kitchen's behind them.
And so Gavin, our son, he's pushing like his little lawnmower or whatever going around. And he looked between us into the kitchen and he's pushing. And he was like, "Hi, Granny." And then
He said,
just
"Oh, hi, Granny."
went back to pushing his thing. And we were like, holy shit.
I think
yeah.
it'd scare us if we knew what kids and animals could
Yes.
see that we can't
Yes.
see around us.
I'm a firm believer that animals and small
Oh,
kids can
100%.
see
Yeah.
shit that we don't.
Have you seen Heaven is Real?
Was that about the dogs?
No, is it? No.
No.
All dogs
then
go
I
to heaven.
haven't.
That's All Dogs Go to
Okay,
Heaven.
yeah.
Heaven is, I think it's Heaven is Real was the name
No.
of it. There was a preacher in Iowa that had remember she wasn't going to talk?
Yeah.
I'm glad she's here. 'cause
I
she's-
am too.
So Heaven is Real. If it's the same name of the show, there's a guy that's a fireman or something in like Iowa or something. He's a preacher also. And his son either drowns, gets electrocuted. Something happens to his son, and his son dies. And they get him to the hospital and they bring him back. And the little boy said, Grandpa, that's got the funny walk, said something, he described this guy's grandparents who'd been dead for 50 years. This kid didn't even know nothing about him, and says he walked with Grandma and she held his hand and talked to him about this, and she smelled like, or whatever it was.
Right.
And this guy's like a youth minister, and he's like, this heaven's real.
Right.
He goes, this happened. There's no way this young man knew these things he told us about.
Yeah.
And the kid was dead for like 10 or 15 minutes. I can't.
How
And
old
then
was
they
the
brought
kid?
him back.
Like 8 or 10 years old, maybe?
You don't
I
think that he
remember
saw
seeing-
like a picture of Granny?
Listen, Michelle, I'm not arguing it happened. I'm just telling you that this is what the movie says.
Right.
Yeah, he's not going to see him walk though. A
Yeah,
picture,
or
he's
whatever.
not going to see
maybe,
that.
maybe you saw a picture of her like hunched over.
No,
with a cane or
whatever he
something.
explained to him was something that this kid would never know about. That's what, and I
Right.
can't remember what
Right.
the details were, but there was something about it that guy said he would never know that, but that is that is what happened.
Right.
So they
But you
had
go to church.
Yes, not
Do
enough,
you-
but
do
I
you-
have been going to church all the time lately.
But do you remember when you were saved?
Yes,
You know the exact.
I can't tell you the date and the time.
Well, no,
but
no,
yes.
that's what I'm saying. But you remember
The
when it
feeling or
happened, that
whatever?
feeling, and they always say that when you're saved and you know that you've been saved, you'll never forget that day
Not
or time in your
baptized,
life.
saved,
The
yeah.
saved, yes, and baptized, but I remember being saved way
Well, there's a
before I
whole
was
different.
baptized.
Yeah, that baptized and being saved. That's
different
baptized is
things.
when you absolutely know that you believe that there is a God or whatnot. Okay.
Saved is when you realize Jesus died for your sins
Yes,
and you're going to go
absolutely.
to heaven. And I remember that day to a T.
I do too, vividly.
Yes, but I don't know why there's some German Shepherd thing in my house. Can't answer that, but it doesn't bother me.
I don't know.
But how we went from the Earth being round to this, I have no idea. But I still think the Earth is round.
So they had a guy.
I'm really going to tell you that the Earth's not round, and
Okay.
you've never been to the moon. Like I say, that picture that he pulled up that looks kind of like this, kind of down, is what happened. And I don't believe that
So why
we're
do you
revolving
think the
around
moon and
the
the sun are round, but we're not?
It's round.
It's not there, really.
So there's not a sun
The sun is there, but it's not.
and there's
Okay.
not a moon.
Don't.
I mean, you can't tell. Man, it's hard to explain.
Well, we got time.
I don't believe in anything where they say, okay, well, this is 750 trillion light years old. I don't believe in that stuff.
Because you don't think
And I
they
don't
can-
believe that, like, if somebody came up to me and said, this duck is 750 million years old. I don't think the Earth's been here that long.
I'm still asking you why you don't think there's a sun out there that's round.
I'm not saying there is or isn't.
Well, there's a sun. We see it. It heats it up. So you don't think that
But is it really?
Well, then what the fuck's coming up every day and fucking burns our ass up in July and August in Texas? Explain to me that. Explain to me the seasons then if you don't think the Earth is round. Because I'd like to know that.
That's easy.
Why? Okay, I'm ready.
And the Earth is not the Earth, but the sun is round. I mean, you
What
can
about the
obviously
moon?
see that. The moon is a hologram.
No, it isn't.
Of what?
It's just a hologram of.
Who was shooting this hologram
How
up
in
with
the hell? I'm going to ask a question again. How in the hell are you only seeing one side of the moon? If it's spinning, the Earth's spinning, we're all rotating. Why in the hell can you only see one side of the moon?
I don't think you see one side
No,
of the moon.
you always see the exact side of the moon.
Yeah.
You'll never see a different, no matter what. How is that timing even
Because
possible?
you believe in the higher power, right?
Yeah, but I don't.
Didn't he
I
make
don't believe we're
everything
revolving
so
around the sun.
perfect?
He put it all in motion.
But I want to go back to the sun now.
I believe the sun's round.
Explain to me
round.
the seasons, though.
Because they are. Like, I think we're here and everything else is revolving around us.
Oh, you're one of those. Everything
Earth
revolves
revolves
around
around
you.
you.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you how you explain the seasons then.
Because you're still getting different directions.
He doesn't know, Jeff. He just doesn't know.
How do you think we're getting seasons now?
Well, it's because
The tilt?
because the way the sun it changes.
It does this exact same thing if it was revolving around us.
but we're not round though.
Different angle. Hits
different
at a
angle, yeah,
different
it's
angle,
different angle.
Jeff.
So where do you think China is? You don't think China is south of us? Like if you went
Hell
40,000
no.
miles? Where do you
Hell
just think
no.
it's way over there?
You can fly in a straight line to China.
How come nobody's ever seen this ice wall?
How come the military doesn't adjust for altitude
Huh?
or curvature?
What are you talking about?
The military
And
does not
flying.
adjust for curvature for any missiles or anything.
You don't think so?
How come if you went straight up in a helicopter, straight up, and in 24 hours you'd think you'd go all the way around the Earth, right?
No, going straight
you just
up.
hovered
you
in a
just
helicopter.
If you just hovered
If
in
you
a
just
helicopter,
hovered in a helicopter
the
for
Earth-
24 hours, the Earth should
The Earth should spin away
That's
from you.
actually the best question you've had so far. I'll give you that. I don't know.
Explain it.
I
The
can't.
Earth- the
It's
Earth-
got to do something with gravitational.
Well, and
pull
that's
or
another
something.
thing that I think they've talked about. Like if you take off from New York to L.A. with as fast as the Earth is spinning, like you should be there.
Yeah, you should be there in no
in
time
no
at all.
time. Like because I think the Earth's spinning 22,000 miles an hour
I
or
think
something
it's
like
22
that.
or 24. I think you're right on that. I
And
don't know.
how,
I can't
how
answer.
far is LA?
It's
Like
gotta be
why is it
gravitation.
a fucking 4-hour flight to get to LA from New York? If the Earth is if you compensate for the Earth spinning that direction, 22,000 miles an hour, why does it take that? Like it should be there almost
You wanna know why?
instantaneously.
Because it's flat.
Okay, what about the now, Andy? We've talked about this too, and I can't remember what it's called. When everything stops,
Oh, if the Earth were to stop spinning,
if the Earth were stopped spinning, and it has before.
When?
Superman did that during the
thought
earthquake.
I thought it
Yeah,
did.
he made it go backwards.
I thought the CIA had papers about it that it did, where the North Pole moved, the pole shifted.
Don't remember.
It reset itself. It's done it a couple of times.
I think I don't know. I might be.
So we don't lose gravity?
I've got
If
too
it
many.
Jeff, one
stops.
time, write this down. Operation High Jump. Look that up. Watch
Operation
that
High Jump.
Operation High Jump on YouTube.
What's
Change your
about?
mind about everything.
Okay, well, back the Earth, the North Pole has reset itself before, and they said, there's, and somebody wrote a paper on it, and they didn't. The CIA kept it from us, and then they opened it up. Well, if it stops and everybody's going 24,000 miles an hour and they stop real short, well, fuck, everybody's going to die.
Right.
And a lot of whiplash going on.
That's not how that works.
Okay, explain to me how it works.
It just stops. It's not going to just abruptly stop. It's just going to go.
Well,
If you're moving-
And
wrote,
if there's gravity,
they wrote
which
there-
there's no such thing as
there-
gravity.
There's an account of it, and that and some people think that's what happened to the dinosaurs. Even there's a different.
I
That's a
think I
different
remember
theory.
what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, the Earth's. Well, that was what created the. I think it was. I got too many different conspiracies going around in my head right now. I think it was one of the people were trying to explain the flood from Noah, and it was that the Earth stopped for a minute, and that's what created like the tidal wave. I got
big
too much.
ship.
I got too much other shit.
See, that's what you can do with these liberals. You remember how the whole world used to be ice, right?
Yes.
Well, during that time, there were no companies, there were no cars, there were no factories, there were nothing that made all this ice melt. So what are we so concerned about?
Well, you're talking to people that agree with you on all that shit. Just fucking
Yeah.
typical liberals.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I've been waiting on a mini ice age since I was fucking grew up. Oh, the mini
And they
ice
do
age.
say that
we ain't seen
some
it yet.
parts are getting colder.
Well, it's not been in the waterfall world because the damn train was. Andy, there's a name of something you said. It's a syndrome or something over in Europe because you talked about this before, and I can't remember
Jeff,
what it was.
I have a hard time keeping all my different shit
It's
together.
a fancy ass name for some shit, but it's basically about the poles stopping. We talked about this on a podcast.
I know
even.
we did, but I
You
can't-
think the world's
I still
round?
can't remember what it was.
You think the world's round?
I don't think about it. I don't.
That's
care.
what
I
my
mean, if you
wife.
had to make a guess, is it round?
I would think.
That's the most infuriating because I do that to my wife. I'm like, well, what do you think? She's like, I just don't think about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
That wears
Yeah,
me
I
out.
don't care. I mean, what can I do? I can't change it.
That's
it
the
doesn't affect
problem.
my
that's
the
what she
problem.
says.
But it doesn't affect my world.
That's what
It does.
You got a
are
lot
my
of free
wife
time
right
on
now.
your hands.
If it's round or it's flat, it does
Because
not
you
affect me.
look
That's
up
what
this
she
shit.
says.
I read a lot. I don't.
Now,
I don't
government
believe
stuff
everything
affects
that's
me,
ever
and I pay
that's
attention.
told to me.
Well, I'm the same as you. I believe people need to do more research,
I,
but I
I
can
think
tell.
that
that-
90% of the shit that we were taught in school isn't true.
well, Columbus didn't find America.
No.
No, Indians were here.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, he never even made it to America. He ended up in an island in the Caribbean.
So there's a lot of stuff on Operation High Jump. This one's the
far as the
shortest.
eye can see.
Like some of them are 2 hours
This
long.
is the Robert
yeah,
Byrd.
this isn't a short. This isn't like you're just going to watch this. And,
Right.
it's just something you got to sit down and watch like a movie.
Cameraman goes into action.
I was trying to find like a Cliff Notes version of it all.
It's like they go so far, all the way around in every direction that they went in a straight line, they'd run into an ice wall. And once you got to that ice wall, there's no climbing it, there's no getting over it, there's nothing.
This that men brave the hardships of exploration.
You would love this if you just sat down and watched it.
Undreamed of fact is that they are over
I'll
This
sit
is
down and watch it.
actual.
shores except for small patches
Operation High Jump.
of ice and snow.
I'll bookmark it. And like I said, I was trying to find a Cliff Notes version of some of it, but I
5
couldn't.
miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures.
If you believe in the Bible says the earth isn't round, it's built on 4 pillars. And all the way around, everything's held in by an ice
On the
wall.
shores are vast deposits of coal.
Well, I would think in today's society, someone would actually be at this ice wall and say, "Hey, it's on my TikTok or IG.
Right.
I'm here at the ice wall.
Right.
Fishing's good. Come on down. We're gonna build a Margaritaville resort here."
Yeah.
But I mean, if who can do that? You or I are not just going to get in a boat or an airplane.
But there's a lot of
just
people
fly.
that think like
just
you.
say, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to fly to as far as I can fly.
But
It's not
there's a
gonna
lot
happen.
of people that
I'm not
would.
going to get in a boat and just go as far as I can go. Who does it other than these people?
So when you leave San Francisco and you go west on a boat, you go to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. When you go from Hawaii and you go west, you end up in Japan. Right?
They they don't. Do they fly that way?
When you can fly, drive, ride, swim, whatever you want to do, it's still going west.
But it's still all you can. But like if you lay it out, if you see the flat Earth map, you can go that way. You can go that way.
Okay. If you go west from Japan, you go to China. And if you go west from China, you're going to end up in Russia.
You have to pull it up, and you can see exactly what you're talking about. There's the United States. You can go.
You can go however you want.
Well, you explain to me
But
how
eventually, west is going to stop.
Yeah.
If there's an
You're
ice
going to
wall.
run into an ice wall.
but you don't.
How do you know?
How do you know that you're flying that way?
You're not captain in the boat or the plane. If you kept going this way, and I'm sorry for people that aren't.
No, that trust
see
me.
it.
Everybody in here is like, God, them guys are on crack.
But I mean, but if you're just trying to get to Australia, you would just go this way.
yeah,
You're going to fly in a straight line to whatever.
You're still not.
And when you're on
what I'm
that,
saying.
I understand what you're saying, but you don't know what direction you're going when you're on that
So
plane.
you think they're lying to us?
What if you carry?
We've
a
been lied to
compass
our whole
on the
lives about
airplane?
everything.
So these maps that we have, Hawaii is not off the coast of San Francisco.
But it is,
is,
and
yeah,
you can
look at-
fly to Hawaii.
Okay. But when you leave Hawaii and you go further west, you go to Japan. Where's Japan at on that deal, Andy? Yeah, that's not west.
There, maybe.
Yeah, that's north.
Huh?
Yeah, that's north.
North of what?
From Hawaii, that's north. If you're looking at that map right now,
Well, I mean, if you look at that map, it would really be east if you take that into consideration.
no, it's not. That's north.
Huh?
I'm looking at the map right now. Do you see Canada up there north of Texas?
Yeah.
That's north. If you go further north, you get to Greenland. If you go further north than that, you end up in Russia. But you're telling me if you're in Hawaii, scroll out to Hawaii.
From right here, from the North Pole, if you get to the North Pole, everything is south of you.
Okay, okay. Hold on. Go to Hawaii. Do you see Hawaii out there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, get on Hawaii. And you're telling me that that's not north to go to Australia.
I don't know which way that is.
That's north.
That's not.
be
You don't.
east.
If that's,
I mean, that's arbitrary at that point.
no, whatever.
We don't know what direction that is. All I know is like,
So basically, you could get lost going to Hawaii to Australia. You just can't get there because you might get lost.
You know?
it's possible.
I mean, you just go. Just set out and go.
But which way you're going? You said you don't know which way you're going.
You go that way.
That right there
That
is
way,
exactly
there
what
you
it
go.
looks like.
But what if you take a compass onto an airplane? That
You
would show
can't.
you which.
Compasses don't work on airplanes.
Do they?
Nope.
I don't. They've got compasses on planes. Yes. These meatheads right here.
Planes are set out
You're so full
to
of
fly in
shit.
a straight line. They take off from the United States and fly a straight line to wherever they need to go.
Well,
we
they
don't-
can't fly a straight line because there's a bunch of different ones. They got to move around.
Okay, now you're being technical, but you understand what I'm saying.
They also fly along the Earth's curvature because it makes them save fuel and stuff. Do they not, Andy?
I have no idea. I've never flown a plane.
There is no curvature of the Earth. You can watch it. What is it? 7 3/4 inches drop per mile,
Yeah,
right?
It's quite a bit.
So when a boat's 5 miles out, that would be. Let's just go. Like you can still see
That's
a
too much
boat
math.
20 miles out, right?
Yeah, and if it was 7 3/4, that
Just
would be
like-
140.
So 140 inches would take that much off. So let's go even further. You can see a boat 100 miles out. A big liner.
No,
A big
With
cargo
binoculars?
ship.
not 100 miles.
I think you could.
No, I don't think so.
And
Well,
it-
if you look at the oil rigs out there in the ocean, you can see those.
You could be.
and they're 50 miles out.
Right.
And you see the whole rig.
Right.
50 miles out is what? How many inches?
You can't see 50 miles.
Yes, you can.
No.
You can see the moon. It's 180,000 miles.
Yeah, it's up there and it's huge. If you're in a skyscraper in fucking Miami and you're looking out in the Atlantic Ocean, you can't see a fucking boat 100 miles away.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You absolutely
no,
can.
absolutely cannot.
Yes, you
No,
can.
Not a chance in that.
Absolutely. Leslie's trying to figure me out right now. Aren't you?
Yeah, it's too much thinking.
There's no way.
You can see a cargo ship 100 miles out.
So you're telling me that if I went 50 stories up here, I could see Abilene, Texas? No.
You'd be able to see the
No.
lights.
No. Maybe
50
at
miles?
20,000 feet you could, but you're not at a 100-story building. No.
Sure you can.
Okay, they're building the biggest skyscraper in the United States is going to be built right now in Oklahoma City. It's gonna
Why
be
are
the
they
biggest
doing
one. I don't know.
It's a waste of money.
I mean, how do you know that now? If they're going to rent it all out,
I mean, what the hell are they're going to have to take from all the other buildings to?
You can see the Manhattan skyline 40 miles away.
40 miles away. Okay, yeah, but at 100 miles, you said you can see a ship. Ain't happening.
Sure you can.
No, Manhattan skyscraper. They got some 100-story buildings there. But what I'm saying is,
Look at that straight
you're
line.
not going to be able to see that
That's
building
40 miles away. Look at that straight line.
in Oklahoma City. This big building they're building, you won't be able to see it from Wichita Falls.
If you got no, you
You
probably
wouldn't
can't.
be able to see it from Wichita Falls.
No.
Because
It's not because of
of
curvature.
the curvature. Yes.
It's because of trees.
Why
That's
can't
not
you see
because
the
of
Wichita
curvature?
Mountains from Wichita Falls?
No, but you can see the Wichita Falls.
The Wichita Mountains from
at-
about Randolette or somewhere, you can start seeing them. But you can't see them from Wichita
that's
Falls.
60 miles
60 miles to where?
to the Wichita Mountains
Not
from
from-
Randolette.
Yeah, I don't think you said from Randolette. It's probably what's the second
You
exit?
can see
where
them. You can see them from almost right at the casinos. At that first stop, you can see the mountains.
I think it's further north than that. I'm gonna have to look next
It
time
is.
I go that way.
It's further north.
You can see those mountains on a clear day from that first stop after the casinos.
All right, we're gonna change the subject next. Who do you think killed JFK?
It wasn't who everybody thinks it is.
You don't think Lee Harvey Oswald was involved?
I think it was the driver of the car.
I
I've
think
heard
it's
some
our
other people-
government.
I think there's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah,
The CIA,
the CIA
the
killed him, but it was.
CIA,
I think it was the driver of that car.
the Cuban mafia, the CIA, and the.
But
deep
I also
state.
don't think that he was the only one they were after.
Who else do you think they wanted?
There
They
were several
killed his
shots
brother. They
fired.
killed his brother.
There's several shots fired after he was already dead.
Who do you think else they was going to shoot though?
I don't know.
They said something about the passenger, didn't they? Like
The
he,
passenger
John
was-
Conway
got-
was
he
the
got
governor of
hit.
Texas.
but he
got
wasn't
shot.
supposed to be on there. It was supposed to be somebody else, and then they put.
Yeah, I bet he didn't jump seats on nobody else ever fucking again after
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
bet.
But yeah, I think it was the driver of the car.
Kind of like the Big Bopper. You don't take somebody else's seat on a plane.
Oh, you think it was the driver of the car?
There's some people have thought that before. They also think just recently that Robert Kennedy said his dad was killed by the Secret Service. Didn't he think so?
He said it was his bodyguard. Yeah, because he
killed
said
him.
if you look at so the guy that shot
Sirhan.
him, I would have to find the video, but he said he shot 4 times, and there are 3 of them he missed. He hit like a door frame behind him. There's 3 shots there. Well, his dad was shot. I don't know how many times, but upon autopsy, he had contact burns from where the muzzle was pointed up, was on top of him. He had they call them tattoos, and he was shot at an upward angle. So what they think happened is Sirhan came in there, caused a ruckus. Secret Service grabs him like they're going to take him away, and he put the gun underneath his armpit basically and shot him however many times.
Do you think that Hinckley's deal? You think the CIA tried to set up Reagan too? Because they didn't like Reagan either. The deep state was not a Reagan fan.
I don't know.
I wondered about that. I know that the CIA and the FBI got together and colluded on a lot of shit during the what's that stuff called? MK Ultra.
MK Ultra.
That was a big CIA FBI deal where they did all the Charles Manson, and there's a lot of conspiracies with Charles Manson that was a government was having him do a lot of this shit. But I think that Malcolm X was also killed by the CIA. I think they had him killed because he was stirring the black people up, and they didn't like that. So our government's
Oh, yeah.
My father was shot 4 times. One of the shots, and all 4 times were from behind, and with a gun that was, and they were all what the coroner Thomas Noguchi said contact shots. And the barrel of the gun was touching my father when the trigger was pulled.
okay.
And
We got
he
enough
had
of this.
carbon
Jesus,
tattoos.
I can't imagine sitting in court and having to listen to him do a case.
Gee, that's
Jesus
what I was
Christ.
thinking.
They said it's gotten
That's
better.
crazy.
I think that was whenever he was first.
What's
having
wrong with
those
him?
He's got basal spasms, and I think he's had several surgeries, and that's why you can kind of listen to him now.
That's my phone in there.
Oh.
He's a sharp man, but God almighty, wear you out. Listen to him. I'm like you. I don't think Mike Tyson really got a lot of that.
Yeah, I
He
think
was a
Mike's
big-
just like.
Hot box. He was only this big.
He was only this big.
Let me tell you something. He's fighting Jake Paul.
He gonna kill him, Jake Paul. I hope. Everybody
If he
says
doesn't, it's set up.
It's rigged.
Everybody said Jake Paul, if you watch a Netflix documentary on him, he's really a pretty good dude. They say you'll come out thinking a whole lot more of him than you do now, because I'm not a big fan. And I hope Tyson whips his ass.
I do too.
Tyson's like that guy that you got sick of him winning, so then you started pulling for the other guy, and now you're pulling for Tyson. Kind of like Tiger Woods.
Did he
I like
ever?
Tiger
Did
at
that
first.
ever happen though with Tyson? Because I thought he got in so much trouble that he was taken away.
People didn't like him.
Well, I know that. He was kind of a.
You think he got his
Nasty.
ass whooped in prison?
He said he did, or not in prison.
Really?
He was in on the streets. He got his, like when he was heavyweight champ. Somebody came in that had a beef with him from like whenever they were kids and just stomped the dog
That
shit
wasn't
out of
Mr.
him.
T, was it?
Mm-mm. No,
I
it
know
was-
him and Mr. T got in a fight.
I pitied that fool.
Miss Mike Tyson in his prime and Muhammad Ali in his prime.
We had this. I say Mike Tyson just because he was so big and strong, but a lot of people say Ali's the greatest athlete ever. But I'm still just because it's a generational deal. Old man's gonna say, well, it's Muhammad Ali. Someone older than that's gonna say it's who was a big fucking tramp before then, Rocky Marciano or one of them guys. But
I say Mike Tyson.
I say Mike Tyson.
and that's because I think our generation. And I didn't really see Ali fight that much. I was a young kid when he was there, but I
Yeah.
mean, he was really, really good. But what's interesting about that deal is George Foreman fought Muhammad Ali, and then he fought Mike Tyson and stuff. Then George Foreman was an old man, and he still gave Tyson a fight. So I don't know, but man, Tyson was scary as hell when he was young.
Gosh, I wouldn't have
Like a
liked
pit bull.
That's exactly right. You know, who was it? He was married to Robin Givens, and they said Eddie Murphy was scared to death because Eddie Murphy had that sex scene with her in that movie.
Right.
And he's afraid Mike Tyson would beat his ass.
I do. I hope he destroys Jake Paul. If he doesn't, it's a setup.
So Sirhan deal, government shot him. They've cleaned house on so many people we don't even know about that this has happened for that's just disappeared or been killed, Clintonized, and it's scary to think that they can kill a president that's known. JFK was killed by our government. We know that. They could kill Robert Kennedy, who was fixing to be a president probably, or was going to be the Democratic nominee, or was he the Democratic nominee when he got killed?
I don't remember that.
And they had him killed.
I thought he was in a skiing accident.
No,
that was-
Robert F. Kennedy. That's Sonny Bono or Sonny and Cher.
Well, I think I know the difference between Sonny Bono and
Yeah,
one of the Kennedy. I thought one of the Kennedys was killed in a ski accident.
They've been there.
John-
John
Jr.
Jr. was in a plane.
plane
Yeah.
crash.
Maybe it was a plane crash.
And he was fixing to run for Senate of New York.
And Hillary
guess
seat.
what?
Hillary. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
There's no telling how many people is behind.
She's
Well,
an
that's
evil
what
bitch.
that's what he's saying. It's
Yeah.
We looked
scary.
at the kill list of the Clintons, like close associates that have died. I've got a big network of people. Like none of them are dying of mysterious deaths.
Right.
Like you look at people close to the
Blatant.
Kennedys, and they all die of like 2 suicide shots to the head and drowning.
Yeah.
And nobody ever questions it because the same people that run them are running the media to keep things close. But that's what's going on with Trump right now. They're not killing him, but they're trying to do it in the court of the court. They're using the court as an excuse to try to keep him off the ballot.
Yep.
Because if they do something to him like that,
I don't know.
be all fucking hell's going to break
Yeah.
loose.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's scary is they could do it to Trump. So what do the citizens think that they could do to us?
January 6th is a perfect
Yeah.
example. They've got people locked up that didn't do
Yes.
shit. There's people that just posted about it. They've come picked up and put in jail for 2 years. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's free speech. You should be able to say what you want. And I think free speech is kind of a weird deal. I think if you say something evil or hurtful about somebody, there
Right.
should be some rules on some stuff.
Right.
But you have the right to say what you want to say.
Right.
I don't think so.
You don't?
I think you should be able to say to and whatever you want.
I mean,
to
you may
anyone.
face a consequence.
Yes,
like
that's-
if you're,
that's the
Now,
word.
you
If
might
you've
get your
gone
ass
woke,
whooped.
Yeah.
But
or
that's
whatever.
as far as it going any further than that.
And nobody going to whip your ass anymore because nobody whips the ass.
No.
But,
So
but you
here's-
can
yeah.
get sued.
If you're so thin-skinned that you have to sue somebody over words,
yeah.
So
Well,
here's my question to you, Jeff. We all see the pro-Palestine things going on. Do those kids have a right to do that?
They have a right to say what they want to say. They do not have a right to disturb me and my fucking road and all
Right.
that other shit.
And they don't have a right to keep kids out of going to
Take
class.
over
None of that
buildings,
shit.
yeah.
All that shit. No violence.
But you observe their right to say whatever they want to
as
say.
stupid as they fucking say it, yes, they
Okay.
have that right.
Okay. I
As
just wanted to make
long
sure.
as long
As long as they're not, infringing on other people's rights.
yes,
To go to
blocking.
school.
It's a gay parade bullshit. You know, I don't give a fuck whose dick you suck. Don't block traffic up and do
Right.
the shit.
Exactly.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
But that's what you want to do. Knock yourself out. I don't care. I don't care who you marry. But we don't have to have a parade for it.
Right.
Palestinians, the same shit. If you want to support them evil, wicked Muslims, you knock yourself out there.
Right.
You
we'll go
knock
over there to the
yourself out.
Gaza Strip and do it. Don't
Well,
do
they're
it
not
here.
going to do it here there because they're protected here. They're too stupid and too big of pussies to go over where it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of these rallies. You could bring in Hell's Angels on them fucking motorcycles. And them fucking people are going to go because they're
Right.
scared to death. They're a bunch of twats.
Yeah.
But yes, those kids have a right to stand on a corner and act like dumbasses. If you go to Washington, D.C. by the White House, their fucking road used to be full. Now they got big fences and shit up.
Right.
But it used to not be that way. And there's every kind of small group out there fucking doing their little shit. They have that right. They don't have a problem. But when you start blocking roads and keeping people from going to work, or you're disrupting shit. I saw USC's not even have graduation this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw there was a girl.
There's a lot of them that have gone to at-home schooling now because of this shit.
Tony made. I didn't really think much of it. I thought, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Graduation's fucking boring as shit to me, anyways. And Tony goes, it's not fair for those kids that busted their ass for 4 or 5 years to graduate. They ought to be able to celebrate and walk across the aisle.
Well, there was one girl. She graduated in 2020. Didn't get her high school graduation because of COVID. Now she's graduating from USC, and she's not going to get that this year either.
That's
Our son didn't have a prom.
Really?
Yeah. Because of COVID.
Because of the COVID deal.
I don't get the whole palette. I don't understand hating someone. I don't like Muslims.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. There's probably a lot of good Muslims out there. I just hadn't been really around very many of them.
Right.
I don't like them because they hate Christians. They want to kill us. So I don't have no use for them. But I'm not going to sit out there and fucking go jump up and down about we need to do something to them.
Yeah.
I got better things to do. That's what's crazy to me is all these people don't have nothing better to do, but they're all getting paid by George Soros. Just like the pallets of bricks during all the BLM shit.
Oh, yeah.
Who
They
the
were
fuck
placed
was
around.
You know, someone just randomly stuck some pallets of bricks and nobody asked that question. Who sold it to them? Where'd those bricks come from? Oh, that you bring the bricks?
Right.
Who paid for them? I mean, it's not fucking hard.
Yeah.
But
Follow the money.
Yeah, but our FBI is too fucking busy trying to fucking do something on Trump instead of doing their fucking job.
Right.
Well,
and
even
those
when they had
kids
that Black Lives
in
Matter
Wichita.
rally here in Wichita Falls, there were bricks laid out on the street. Did y'all go to that? Or did you see
Eric
it?
did.
I was there.
Really?
No, I did not go to that rally.
We were at
It was
Gidget's. We all
downtown.
met up at Gidget's. And they were having their...
Oh, I got asked to go to that. There's a bunch of people went to protect to make sure there was nothing bad got
Yeah,
out of
that's
it.
what he
that's
was
kind of
sort
what
of
we were
going.
there. We were just kind of on the outskirts and stuff. And, you know, even the sheriff, David Duke, he was there. And Duke. And there were not pallets, but piles of bricks from like where they had torn these buildings and stuff, just all along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I'm like, who put those there? And it was just ridiculous placement of rocks and bricks.
You know, when you take a brick to a gunfight, you're fucking stupid first.
Yeah.
But that's never, you know, in the big cities, oh, there's pallets of bricks showing up. Who the fuck's bringing them?
Right.
You're telling me an 18-wheeler in a push, like St. Louis, when they had all the people that shot the guy or whatever it was that brung the gun out, that was the attorney for the George Floyd, what wasn't George Floyd, what was the dude's name in fucking
Wasn't it George?
Ferguson?
The kid?
Oh, yeah.
That got fucking put to sleep for fighting the cop.
Oh,
It wasn't George. You're right. It was
It was
Ferguson.
the kid with
Michael
the
Brown.
hoodie.
Was it Michael Brown?
Michael Brown was the baby bear or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the one that says I can't breathe. And
That's
No,
George
that's
Floyd.
George
Oh, okay.
Floyd. This is
Hands up, don't shoot. Yeah, that's
whatever
Michael Brown.
Yeah, whatever the fuck I did. You know, it's
There's too many
another
of 'em.
fake thing too.
Yeah.
But anyways, that the attorneys that prosecuted him, guy pulled a gun on all these people coming to his house and they filed charges on him and shit.
Right.
Well, you know what? They had bricks and shit in their neighborhood. You're telling me in a nice neighborhood you don't happen to notice some motherfucker dropping off pallets of bricks? I mean,
What are they for?
Does Ray Charles live in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can see this shit.
right.
But we turn a blind eye to that stuff. And
Yeah.
it just wears me out how we have gotten to a place in our country where no one's held accountable for doing bad shit. And everybody that does something wrong tries to make themselves into the victim.
Victim.
You're only a victim if someone does something to you that you can't fix. You're not a victim because you grew up poor. You're
Right.
just poor.
Right.
You're not a victim because you lost your job because you didn't go to work
Yep.
or whatever it is. But everybody's always a victim. You go to prison right now, and 9 out of 10 of them motherfuckers are victims. Well, I got news for you. I think we need to lock more people up.
Oh, I agree.
I do.
Yeah, they need to spend money building prisons and
and-
locking some of these people.
And I think a prison ought to be a work program. I think you ought to have to work in prison.
Yep.
And if you serve 1 year, you serve 5 years, 10, 20, when you get out, you should be free to be a regular citizen. I don't have a problem with you voting. I don't have a problem with you carrying a gun as long as you do what your sentence is supposed to be. But your sentence needs to be stuck to what you did. If you raped a girl, you should go to prison for 35 to 50 years or
Right.
have your dick cut off.
Right.
But there
You
should
killed
be
someone,
Yes, there
it's
should
life.
be rules to it.
I'm a firm believer in eye for an eye. You
Yeah.
kill somebody, you got to go.
I'm
And
with
not
you.
hold somebody in prison for 15 years and then do it later.
Then put them to sleep.
If you know you did it, you confess to doing it, you're found guilty within the week.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. But we've made prison so easy for people. I mean, We used to have a lady in town here that killed her husband, and she's fucking in jail for 18 months.
That's crazy.
How the fuck do you kill somebody
crazy.
18 months? Because give me a list. If I'm only got 18 months, I might have a couple people I might take out of. Be like 18 months to that. That might be worth it.
That's crazy.
But and then you'll hear about some bitch that done something wrong and they'll put him for 30 years.
Drugs or something.
Yeah, I'm not a drug guy at all, and especially marijuana. But there's people in prison that's been in jail for 20, 30, 40 years over selling a baggie of pot.
Right.
Yeah.
But then if you kill somebody, you're off. So I guess when you're selling pot, you should have killed them. Then you'd be out of jail quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they go
Crazy.
with it.
I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Or
Damn, girl.
a flat Earth. That just blows
drinking
my mind.
water.
I didn't say flat.
So, do you believe NASA's real? Do you believe NASA has put people in space?
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
So you don't think Elon Musk's rocket that goes
No.
up and comes
Everyone's
back and lands?
blown up.
No, they have not.
No, I don't believe that.
Well,
shit.
how do you answer to all the Starlink satellites that you see?
How do you answer to propulsion in space?
What do you mean?
You're in a vacuum.
What do you mean?
You're in a
propulsion?
vacuum in space, right? You're in a vacuum.
I've never been there, but you're in some sort
Exactly.
of gravity-free deal. Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have.
You've never been there. You can't. Supposedly, space is a vacuum, right?
What do you mean is a vacuum?
It's a vacuum. There's nothing there. It's a vacuum. There's nothing. It's just what a vacuum is.
Well, yeah, you fucking vacuum your floor with it.
Okay, well you know what a vacuum is. What would a spaceship or a ship push against if it's in a vacuum?
I don't think it pushes. I don't think you're just free fall. I think you're just going. You're in gravity, and it just keeps you going in that same spot.
Well, that's when you're close to Earth. If you're in space, like at the moon.
So you don't think these satellites are in space? You think these are these balloons that just go forever?
Yeah, they're satellites held by balloons.
I can't get with you on this one now.
It's exactly what that was. It got away.
You think so?
We all thought it was the Chinese.
What do you think about satellites, Andy? Because I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Do you think they're satellites,
I don't know.
Andy?
No idea.
Yes, I believe they're satellites.
There's no satellites.
Did you ever have DishNet?
We've never had space. We've never been to space. We don't have anything in space. We don't have any way to get to space.
You don't think so, huh?
The firmament keeps us out of there.
So do you think
Exactly. You can't get through that.
What about? Do you think HARP's real?
What?
HARP,
Hard.
where they can modulate the weather.
No.
See, I don't either because I don't think we can create enough energy to do it. But I did see.
Oh, they're saying that these cannons that look like these geese cannons
Right.
can stop hail. Have y'all seen that? These gigantic you know what the goose cannons are? We used to put them out on our land all
propane
the
deal,
time.
yeah.
Propane cannons. Well, these have like this big barrel that shoots up into the sky, and it's kind of like a propane cannon. They boom every now and then, and it's supposed to stop hail from hitting orchards and stuff.
Do they realize what causes hail? Hail is a water droplet that spins. And the bigger the storm is, the bigger the hail is because it's got more of an updraft. And then it falls. And then it gets caught in the updraft and it pulls it back up. And that's why you have pea-sized hail. And that's why you have softball-sized hail. Or grapefruit sometimes.
We had grapefruit size hail at our house the other night.
Okay, well, when
No, we didn't.
I know he
It's a
didn't. He's being a
bullshit.
smart ass. But that's how the hail goes. So how is a cannon going to change that shit?
Well, you tell me. I just saw it the other. Hey,
Yeah, and there's no way that'll work.
there are no satellites, man.
Any other conspiracy theories we should discuss on this thing? With Chrome Nipple 25?
I can't think of any.
I think we've covered everything the whole time. Where do you see our country in 20 years?
Gosh damn! If on this path, I think we're done.
Yeah, I'm with you. If we don't win this next
Venezuela.
election, I saw where a bank today, one of the big banks had to file bankruptcy today.
Another which one?
I didn't know what it was. I think it was I don't know. I read the headlines before we come on here, Mingo, that some bank.
Did you see where that one in Silicon Valley a year or two ago went bankrupt and the government came in and bailed them out?
Yeah, they was going to bail out the ones they need.
Yeah,
So do you
they
think
have
we'll
have-
go to cryptocurrency eventually?
You know,
$1 kind of thing?
I don't think so. I think the dollar will survive because they need our workers and they need our industry and everything. So I think the U.S. dollar will be there. I think it's going to fall a little bit some more, or going to continue to fall. I don't know. I think every dollar should be on the gold standard.
Right.
I think if the Ecuadorian
way past
government,
that.
I know, but if the Ecuadorian government wants to print out $100 million in cash, they should have $100 million in gold to back it. The same with the United States.
Try to make sense of this clip because I saw this the other day.
If inflation isn't theft, then why can't people counterfeit money?
If they can just print money, why do we pay taxes?
Wow.
If inflation's not theft and we can just print money and we don't have enough money, we can just print more money and give everyone that doesn't have enough money. Why don't we just do that instead of paying taxes? Inflation is legal counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is criminal inflation. So central banking is a coordinated currency counterfeiting cartel that runs the world. It's a Band-Aid. You know what Milton Friedman said about inflation is that it's just like alcoholism. The good effects come early. You print the money, you have the drink, you feel good. The hangover comes later. The same is true of inflation. Every time the crisis comes, you have to print exponentially more money because there are exponentially more liabilities in the system from the last round of printing. And so this is why it's unsustainable, and this is why it always culminates in hyperinflation. Because the central bank has not only the precedent, but also the incentive to continue printing the money until the currency hyperinflates into worthlessness.
But that's the thing.
Makes
So
sense.
if the government could just print money out of its problems, why do they need our dollars?
Taxes is the biggest fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's control.
But is that not what he's saying right there?
Yeah, and
He made sense. A lot of
it is.
sense.
But the dollar's getting so worthless because they just keep printing more of it.
Well, yeah,
You know,
obviously.
that's like sending money to Ukraine. You know, if they're just going to
Oh,
print
my
up 60
goodness.
billion and send it to them, it really is
Right.
not. It's just fucking paper. But they keep doing it and it's hurting us.
Yeah.
Do you realize how much of that money is unaccounted for?
Oh,
That
most
they
of
don't
it.
know
Probably
where
90%
it's
of
at
it.
and
So-
what happened, and we have I know 80 billion of it is unaccounted for,
And
and we're going to send them another 64, 61
60
billion.
something, yeah.
And you know what we're doing about it? Not a fucking thing. We're
Nothing.
just letting them do it.
But why
over
do
and
we
over.
just let 'em do it?
I don't.
'Cause we're comfortable?
Because
Yeah.
that in January 6th now's got a lot of people. Fuck, if you say something, they're going to arrest you.
That's
Come on.
true.
I mean, it is a world order that's trying to fuck us over, and there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And they're getting more blatant about it, and we're getting stupider about it.
Who wasn't Marjorie? Was it Marjorie that was calling them out the other day about the Ukraine?
See, I like her.
I do too.
I think she's honest about
I think
things so
Trump
far.
needs to pick her up.
She'd be a liability as a vice president because she's so radical. I think Tulsi Gabbard left the Democratic Party today. I think she's going to be the VP.
I hope not.
But she did leave. Kristi Noem.
She's still.
Christy Noem screwed herself.
Oh, fuck. What a dumbass. Why do you even say some shit like that? I know someone that done the same thing she did that's a big, big, big star in
What'd
the
she
waterfowl
do?
world.
Shot her dog
And-
for no reason. Took a
14-month-old puppy.
took a young puppy hunting. It did not perform very well, and then took it for whatever reason. She went to a friend's house that had like chickens and let it out of the car, and then it killed a chicken. So she took it behind the woodshed and shot it.
I mean, I know
And
that
then
was the
put it-
way of the older days, but
But she
nowadays
put it
you
in her
can't.
book.
Yeah, I don't know why
Right.
she
Which
wrote
is the
about it.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you did it, just don't talk about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that shows.
There's a
There's a
you're
lot of
not,
people that do
You're
that
not.
today.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not.
There's a guy that's really famous in our industry that done this that not very many people know about. But if it come out, it would hurt him a bunch.
Right.
And what he done was something I've never done it, but people have done it before.
Right.
But you don't.
You don't
It's
advertise.
unwritten. You just don't
Yeah.
talk
You
about
don't
shit
have to
like
talk
that.
about it. And I mean, I can't believe that her publisher let her put it in there.
No.
Like,
well, to
what
me,
is
you
this
just
gonna
give
do
the
to
dog
you?
away though.
Yep.
Yeah, rehome it. Yeah, it's not what I want, so give it another shot to somebody else.
She'll get reelected because she's in a very conservative hunting state, so she'll be all right. It's it's kind of like Ronnie Jackson. He ain't done shit in a long time, but talks and tweets all the time. But if nobody runs against him as a Republican in our district, he's going
Right.
to win because he's a Republican and nobody's voting for a Democrat here. But I thought it was stupid. I think Tulsi Gabbard's going to be the VP now, or
do
Tim
too.
Scott. But I think she's left the party today.
I hope
you
not.
don't like her?
No.
Why?
She was part of that clique with the other ones, wasn't she?
What?
Like AOG or what?
AOC in them?
no.
AOC,
She was
yeah.
never in the squad. No, never.
No, that was Ilhan Omar and AOC and a couple others.
Tulsi Gabbard was
No,
in
no,
with them at first.
no.
She was one of them, like one of the
What was it?
main
It was
ones.
called the
No,
Squad,
the
wasn't it?
squad. She was never a member of the squad.
Maybe I can find it.
She ran for president and spoke out in the
Well, I know
Democrats. They didn't
a
like her.
couple of years ago, she was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah,
But
I don't think she was ever a squad member.
She was extreme leftist.
She's an Army vet. She's got a lot going for her. I like her. I hope Tim Scott. It's gonna be her, Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott a whole lot.
It was these people. AOC, Omar, Rashid Tlaib, those people. Those 9. Trump, God love him. You know who's running his campaign?
I have no clue.
It's a lady named Susie. I'm going to forget her last name. Anyway, do you know where she gets her money from? Pfizer.
Really?
I don't know why they put themselves in bed with these people. I just
Susie Wiles or something like that. She was
with Pfizer?
She was a consultant with Pfizer.
You tell me, out of everybody in the fucking world, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I got elected president, my buddy Chuck Smith, that's an attorney in Wichita Falls,
Right.
Chuck and me have been friends forever. Chuck is a ruthless, hard ass, great guy. Probably has never done nothing wrong in his life. I doubt he even looks his Peckerway piece. I mean, he's just a really good guy. Chuck would be my attorney general. You can't tell me you can't find people like that out in the world.
They still have morals.
That are good people that can do their job. I don't know why you got to keep, because Trump's his own brand. He don't need that shit anyways.
But I just don't know why. I mean, and he's not backing down from the vaccine. He doubled down on the vaccine. He trashed RFK and his stances of the vaccine. Said they're totally safe. Like,
no, it's not.
It's not. And I mean, that's going to be his. It's going to be that's going to be the thorn in his side this election cycle.
I just got my 4th booster.
You're so full of shit.
That's going to be the thorn in his side. If he's got a weak spot, that's going to be it.
Yeah,
the way he responded to COVID and the way that he pushed the vaccine, and he's doubled down on the vaccine like a week ago.
He's proud of what he got done, and I was with him because his handlers were telling him what he needed to do. But now he needs to come back and say, looking back now, I didn't realize how crooked these fuckers are and how much they wanted to control us, and I got lied to by my people. And stand on that, and everybody be like, okay.
Right. Did you ever come close to getting a vaccine?
Yes, I did, because I wanted to travel. And Andy
Andy, y'all are the ones that.
But he didn't do it.
I didn't do it because Andy and a guy that's a friend of ours trashed me on it really hard and made me think a little bit about it. And I didn't do it, and I'm very glad I didn't do it.
Now, I have friends that went and got the vaccine just so that they could travel. I'm like, what the hell is why? It's not.
I wanted to travel because I was thinking we weren't going to get to go fucking nowhere. Then after 3 months of it, I was like, fuck that shit. It didn't take me very long, but there was a time I did think about doing it.
Damn, the only time I thought about it is I actually had the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in College Station, and this is when lots of people were dying. It was off that last, what would they call that last COVID?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Like towards the end of the year.
Omnivariant or something like that.
China virus.
And it was one of those last variants. And it's like, I was watching people die. I was like, man, should we go get a gosh damn vaccine? And then, it took me about 36 hours. Man, there's no way in hell I'd let them.
Well,
I take ivermectin every 3 weeks.
I did too.
And
I had it at work. And when I got COVID, I took it. And it lasted about 2 days. Yeah, it sucked. But I think that ivermectin, she saved her dad.
Yeah.
With that ivermectin?
We said he's had cancer, diabetes, COPD. He's had it all. Heart attack. And when he got the COVID, and he was feeling pretty bad. And I was like, you will not go to the hospital. So we got him ivermectin. Luckily, he has an oxygen machine. He has a nebulizer. He has a CPAP. So I just had him like clockwork, just working him, and he was fine.
I got COVID the first time. I took ivermectin, and I was better by the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired. That's my thing. I was fucking dead tired for about 3 weeks.
Just put it in some orange juice.
I'd wake right in my damn mouth.
Yeah, I just put it in water or orange juice.
But I took it, and I felt better, and I took it like 2 or 3 days in a row.
How'd you take it?
Just shot that somebody right in my fucking mouth.
How you take yours?
And then I take it now every 3 weeks. Me and my wife both do.
Sorry.
We hadn't been sick.
Yeah.
I mean, we hadn't had very many. It's done really good for us. I have people message me all the time about it, and I think it's lifesaver.
Veterinarian?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we got. Just big bottles of it. From my son's soon-to-be wife. Her mom owns the feed store there in Wichita Falls, so we just went up there and got we got an ag guy here that does cattle medicine. Good friend of ours. I called him up, bring me 6 bottles. I'd store them, and a lot of people, I shipped them up north to people that couldn't get them. They couldn't buy them, and I shipped them some stuff. But it worked good for me, and I believe it. My guides all just about take it during the year, and it's.
So you do it how often now?
I do it every 3 weeks.
Okay, so you just do like a little 3-day dose or something?
I take 2 cc's every 3 weeks.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, my dad was sick the other day for like 2 weeks. Just
Preventative. He doesn't want to get river blindness.
I take it every 3 weeks, all year round. I hadn't had the flu. I hadn't had I ain't had shit.
Well, he was sick for like 2 weeks.
That much.
And I ain't had fucking worms.
I had, gosh damn, remember when I had tapeworms?
Yeah.
I take it every 3 weeks, and I have not had any problems at all. Every 3 weeks, just 2 cc's.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad. Especially anytime we're going to go somewhere else, I take it.
Right.
Foreign country or something, I'll take some. But it don't bother me. But every 3 weeks, I take it. We both do.
Not bad.
It's not.
Do you?
It's good.
No.
Andy don't. He's too
I just
fucking
take it when I
hard
need it.
I've never taken it.
I take it and I don't need
Or
it
if
no
I've
more.
been around.
I've been around a lot of people with COVID in the last 2-3 years, and I've never gotten
Yeah.
it again. Knock on wood. Or if I did, I didn't even. It was
How many
so-
times do you think you've had it?
I know I had it 2 times for sure.
I know I've had it twice for sure.
The
And I
first-
thought I was going to die that second time.
I never got that kind of sick. I took the first
Yeah.
time I took ivermectin. I've been taking ivermectin since the first time. Then I got it like 6 months later. It circled back around, and I think I had it again. I was kind of tired and stuff. That first time, I was stage 4 cancer tired. I
Right.
mean, you'd wake up in the morning and you're as tired as you were when you went to bed the night before.
Was that before you knew about COVID?
It was
Like before
the
people
very
started
first,
knowing?
Yeah,
when it
that's
first
when-
come around.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I called a buddy of mine that's a pig farmer in town. I said, listen, I got COVID. He said, you need some ivermectin. My dad preached to me from day one, you need to be taking ivermectin, because he raised dogs forever, labs. And the coronavirus is killed by ivermectin.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that in there. I said, Dad, this is a different kind. I'm telling you, got it. Well, he was right.
Right.
And when I got that stuff, I called a buddy of mine and he gave me some. Still had pig shit on the bottle. And I go, how much do I take? He said, I take 2 or 3 cc's. And I took 2 or 3 cc's that day, and it was like 10 in the morning. And by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt better.
Isn't that crazy?
And I was just tired for a long time. I couldn't taste and smell, but that's it.
But you didn't feel bad.
No, I never got the fucking in my chest and
Right.
shit.
Oh, I did.
See, I
like
didn't-
working out there, and it was cold. And I remember like walking out of the company man trailer, going over to the wellhead or something. Like, man, I cannot breathe. That was that bad one that I was thinking, man. They
it's-
tried to scare you into it, and I was hell bent against it.
Everybody that was scared at first, I look back now like it.
But I would never take it so I could go on a trip.
Well, that's why I took mine. I just want to make sure I did, but I didn't do it. I didn't, so it didn't
Don't
matter.
tell
Jeff
me.
likes his
I'm telling
vacation.
you.
Yeah, you ain't hurt my feelings. I like to go.
We had one buddy that got the first round, and he said as soon as he got it, he was like regretting it.
Oh, now I
Scared
gave
to
him a hard.
death,
I
yeah.
give him a hard time all the time. I mean, when's that heart attack come?
And people are dropping dead from this shit.
Yeah.
And
They
they don't
are.
want to cover it up. I did see where one of the companies come out and did say that the side effects could be
Myocarditis.
Yeah.
Have you seen the amount of heart attacks that have gone up?
Oh, everything has cancer.
In younger people.
Cancer and women, they say, are going to be sterile. This is what I don't get. This is one of thousands of things I don't get. They say our population numbers are dwindling. We're upside down. What do they call that?
Below replacement level.
Below replacement level. So we're less
Have
and
been
less
since
people.
the 70s.
So why the fuck are they trying to kill us with this shit?
Right.
I mean, if we're already below deal, one of our problems I think in our country is the liberals keep having fucking kids and fucking because they don't have to pay for shit.
Right.
And good conservative people stop at 1 or 2 or 3 kids, whatever they can afford, and they don't have any more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're screwed up. We need to start having, you conservatives need to start fucking more and having more kids. to
We
help
got to
us
pay
out.
for them.
But I don't understand the replacement level. If we're already dealing, why are they
Right.
crashing everybody?
Yeah, that's true.
And who's going to do their work? You can't even get a fucking plumber nowadays. You imagine
Yeah.
getting one 20 years from now?
There's no telling what it's going to be like 20 years from now.
It's sad. I worry about my grandkids so bad
I think
now.
people are coming around, though. I really do think this time people are seeing, like, oh, man, even Democrats.
You got to get out of the cities.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people live in cities because that's where you make a living.
Right.
Good money there. That's the best way to make a living. You can go down to stores and blah, 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 blah. But man, living that place is not a place to raise your children.
And you got to stop watching media, like local media.
Yeah, go. I tell her about time. We live in a really small town. And there is definitely some things we don't have here that you could have. But you could go to a town with 10,000 people, and I think that would be the best place to live.
Right.
Everybody knows everybody. You should know your neighbors. There should be a lot of churches. I mean, there's just a lot of things, a good life that you need to get involved with. But man, living in a big city is just, you don't know your
Yeah.
kids, who they're hanging out with.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I mean, 2 kids got shot at Dallas. Was it Roosevelt? Last Thursday or Friday, walking out the door with their coach, and they got popped by some
I
guys.
didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
4 cops were killed yesterday in North Carolina.
2 of
South
them
Carolina.
were U.S. Marshals in Charleston, South Carolina, I think, or Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the places. But
Serving a warrant.
we live in an evil world, but the media just tells them they're victims all the time. All right, how long we kept everybody on here for?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
goodness.
What's the next big prank? We know yet?
No, but I'll get her before I go back to work. It's coming.
Oh, I'm sure.
Chrome
yeah.
nipples 25.
I wish I had a personality to where I could do him, but I
Don't have that
can't.
mind.
No, I can't. And then
Right.
he'll get me back way worse.
She knows better.
There ain't
Yeah.
no way to get ahead. I mean, you
No.
don't get even, you get ahead.
Yeah.
She
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
I
do
could
that.
do something and then he'll just come back at me.
Do your kids, are they prankers at all?
My daughter is.
She's a pranker.
She's just like him. Our son's just like me. He's laid back, quiet. She's silly. What?
Well, y'all got a beautiful family and a beautiful life,
Thank you.
and I'm very glad for y'all. Y'all are good people. You're a godly man.
Oh yeah,
but beans and chili, I just don't.
we're gonna keep doing the beans and chili.
November 18th, 19th, and 20th. It's going to be the Boss Steel Reserve Goose Hunt here at the lodge. Holler at me for details. I can do singles. We can do the groups, but we're going to have about 30 to 50 people here that weekend. Hunting is great that time of year. You can shoot 3 specs. They'll reach out to me. Holler at me at the office, 940-658-3172. Don't go to my Facebook. I've been kicked off Facebook. You can look me up at IG at jstanfield68. Thanks. Peace. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye. Watch for deer. Boys and girls, go check out all of our sponsors. Go check out Pacific Calls, BHP 25, Boss Shop Shells, MLR Graphics, Dive Bomb Industries, Dirty Duck Coffee, Shin Gear, Looking Glass Podcast, Lucky Duck, Ducks Unlimited, Mallard Bay, Double T British Kennels, Mossberg, Stanfield Outfitters, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, and Hemp Hill Farm.